Should I give the intro or something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Donovan's got this.
Donovan, you got the intro for the show.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
do the intro.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. I feel like
Donovan, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
I'm
You
ready.
guys ready?
All right.
You ready?
Donovan, are you ready?
Okay, here we go. Hey, ready?
Fuck you. I hate you.
No, okay, I got it, actually. So we open up on
We open up with four idiots.
just
sitting around
in
the
a
table.
classroom.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Talking Wizard. This is the show after the show.
Wow, nice intro, my dude. Much
It has
better than
been
Donovan.
a collective of how many? 52?
52.
52 episodes. And
Not counting the Christmas special.
we're not counting the Christmas special?
Then it'll be 53.
53? Oh my gosh, 53 episodes.
Not counting this episode, so it'll be 54.
54?
And then
How many more episodes aren't we counting that we have made?
what?
There's the two we tried to record for episode 1.
Are we gonna start off right with that one?
Oh, no.
The alternate universe is a pretty wizard.
Good.
If you're listening to this, then you've probably, hopefully, finished listening to Pretty Wizard, a bi-weekly D&D podcast.
Where people like space and people like adventure come to meet.
Yes, when we space adventures.
So we should probably say at the top of the show, there will be spoilers.
Without a doubt, if you haven't listened to all of Pretty Wizard, but you don't want the thing to be spoiled, fucking
Listen to it.
No, don't listen to it. I mean, listen to Pretty Wizard, but turn this episode off right now and go back to the.
So Avengers
catalog.
Infinity War ended. Wait, no, by time.
Don't date yourself.
Yeah, should we date ourselves actually?
So it's May 3rd.
May 3rd. May 3rd.
May the 4th
3rd.
be with...
May the 3rd.
It's May 3rd.
2018 is when we're recording this.
May 3rd, 2018.
We
By the time
just-
this episode comes out, it
Yeah.
will be
Oh man,
February
2019.
4th, 2019.
We're recording this right after we finished recording the last episode.
Yeah, we got done 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. What a ride, boys. What can I say?
I'm still hard.
What'd you guys think?
I liked it a lot. There was a lot of strong stuff in there.
Yeah.
Cool. Like the final or just the whole show itself?
Well, yeah, the whole show itself.
But I think the finale was good.
I liked the finale a lot. There was a lot of strong stuff from everyone. I think Absol had a great moment with the sacrifice.
Microphone dab.
Leaf is just Leaf, so he's just all around fun.
And then this potato.
And then Potato, Kane fucking brought it with the fucking peacock. Honestly, that was my favorite moment from I think one of the last with the last episode, the finale.
I was like, what character means the most to Absol? Oh, the peacock, right?
He sat around for about 5-10 minutes trying to come up with what character means the most to Absol.
We were like, what about this guy? No.
Well, not just like a NPC, not like one of our other guests that we had on.
Oh man,
I don't even know if any of those guests matter to Absol.
I mean, Chris.
Crosshatch the duck.
Crosshatch the duck.
Yeah.
Crosshatch duck. Well, I don't know. I mean, does he blame Crosshatch duck for losing his arm?
No.
Okay, cool.
He blamed himself.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he fucking.
He fucked himself over.
I would blame Newton, but that's just me.
It's dumb laws.
I would blame the gate.
What shitty engineer didn't create a safety system for this?
I mean, it was an old gate in their defense.
You know what? That's
I also flung it open and then it flung shut, so.
That was hilarious. That was a great.
Let's
Let's just go around the room. Does anyone have like one moment that really stands out to them in the entire run of the show?
Oh shit, that's so hard.
It's a very hard question.
Because there's listening back and like doing the recording are two different things.
Oh yeah, Trust
Absolutely.
me, I would know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So like I've been listening to back as they've been released, and like man, each new episode's my new favorite episode.
Yeah,
And I kind of forget some of the shit that happens in there.
yeah. By the time we're recording this, we're at episode like what 33, I think.
33, I think. Just got
No,
released this week.
32. 32 just got released this
Yeah,
week.
end of Chris Ernst's episodes.
Yeah.
Oof, man, I don't know. Those were pretty good too.
And there's so much more to come after that. Or there was so much. It's weird talking the future past tense.
It's weird.
Future past tense.
Yeah, so is there a moment that sticks out to you, Kane?
Oh no, don't put me on the spot. There's a point. Well, I guess I can say it because
You can say anything. You can say anything.
Oh my god.
Wait, me and Jonathan haven't heard it?
I guess technically not. No, right?
Are you talking about my solo thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
my
think
solo
it was my
dolo?
favorite part. Like, oh, this is great.
Oh yeah, go,
Yeah,
say
so
it.
there was-
That's fine.
have you heard there was
in
like-
the future they heard it.
Yeah,
Heard
yeah.
this?
At a point where they did
I
separate.
don't listen to this show.
We'll get to that later.
It's a whole no problem. No, at a point in the show where everyone just kind of split up and did their own thing, Marco was having a conversation with Taylor, and they just started kissing, and that felt really good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I tweeted afterwards. I was like, I turned to you afterwards we recorded that. I was like, I literally got butterflies in my stomach because I was like, ooh, nice. I love that. That was a great moment for me. Donovan, do you have a moment that stands out in your noggin?
My noggin.
Your nougat?
My nougat.
Fig nougat?
Fig Nugent.
Hi, it's me, Ted Fig Nugent.
I love country and jelly in my body. Is that what jelly? Is it jelly or
What's the difference between jelly and jam?
one rocks more?
You can't.
I was going
I'm
to make a terrible joke, yeah.
Anyways, you were saying Donovan.
Oh man. All right, hold on.
Or if Jonathan, you have one then.
Do you have one?
I just had it. Fuck. Oh, it's kind of like a technically behind the scenes moment because
That's fine. Draw that curtain.
Yeah.
so forget which episode it is, but it's Marco's big monologue where he basically runs down like what's wrong with the rest of the group.
Oh,
Yeah.
the breakup episode.
Yeah. So, but when Ryan came in that day, he was like dead quiet, did not want to talk, and I was like, "What the fuck happened?"
Episode 37, I believe.
I was literally because did he just break up with his girlfriend?
I was like, what happened? Did someone die? Why is he here if he's upset? And then that happened, and then you like were perfectly fine. I was like, oh, okay, that's what happened.
I got into character. No, yeah, I try my dang hardest to get into character for a lot of moments because I felt like I should or something. I don't know. I work too hard. I literally came in with I drove over here back from like the other campus of Stevenson, like trying to get into that mindset of being infuriated and like upset and everything. So like that entire car ride back, I was just like getting myself angry. It was very weird to watch. But yeah, when I got here, I just like sat by myself eating my sub from Jersey Mike's sponsor, and just like I was just like being by myself, reading over the fucking my notes of what the fuck I had to say because there was a lot of shit I had to get off my Marco had a lot of shit to get off his chest.
Yeah. So that's like my favorite like serious moment. My favorite funny moment was actually from when we just recorded. Was Marco and TKO having a conversation? It's just Ryan talking to himself in different voices, and we're just sitting here watching him do it. And he's reading off a script, and I'm just like,
Yeah, it's an improv show, but I asked for permission. I was like, I have to do two voices.
Yeah, you're gonna talk to. I kind of have a script too, and I do anyway. But yeah, you're talking to yourself.
Yeah, I have to have like an intellectual, philosophical conversation with myself. I can't really do that off the cuff too well.
it's just me and Donovan like sitting across the table, just watching Ryan talk to himself, and I was just trying to keep it in, like not laugh while he's talking.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan, what do you got?
Favorite moment. The one I've been saying for a while that just keeps coming to mind is like way back on the. I have two. First one is on the black and gray planet.
Black and white.
Black and white, yeah, sorry.
Fucking idiot.
I don't watch the show.
No one watches it.
Yeah, well, it's an audio medium.
What? What are all these cameras for?
Why are we naked then?
It's a whole different kind of
question
show.
is why aren't we?
Good point.
But we are. What do you?
Where's Evan at?
Oh, that was a weird. Okay, anyway.
That was also a weird episode.
No, all right. Favorite moment. What?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
We'll
good
talk
things that
about
get cut
that
out.
later, but you were saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about.
When we were talking to Jif, Pan, and Poots on their planet, and one of them was covered in peanut butter. Jif was covered in peanut butter. Jif's also a peanut butter brand. I don't know if that was put together by anyone.
Wasn't that like off like it wasn't on purpose from Kane? He just said the name Jif.
That sounds right. He also says GIF like GIF, which is
What?
you say that I think.
GIF?
It's a GIF.
Yes.
Yeah, no, but you say it like GIF, don't you?
No.
No.
Fuck you. How dare you? No.
Say it,
What?
Donovan.
GIF.
It's a GIF.
Correct.
Yeah, no. I thought for okay.
We're on agreement here.
This
100%.
is getting away from me. But the point where Jif was like, I was like, should I like draw my weapons? And he was like, don't you trust your friends?
Yeah.
And I was like,
No.
All right, good
Oh,
point. And I didn't draw my weapons. I don't know. I like that moment a lot.
Hey, quick question for you guys, because I can't remember right now, and it's killing me.
Did Ryan give a favorite moment?
Nah, it's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, but you can get to that later. But like, what was the leader of the white side's name, or the black side, the North guy? What was his name?
Phil Wop.
No.
No, that was one of the guys.
I can't remember his fucking.
It was not the Sky Splitter.
name.
Was that
Zhao.
Zhao was the bad guy. Who was the good guy though?
The good guy on the.
Yeah, the North.
Was it not Phil Wop?
No.
Phil was the no.
Oh, was he
Quinn,
the?
Philip,
Was he our
Zhao.
Give me a second.
contact?
I got the.
It was General Poots.
I got the
Piff.
wiki up.
What the fuck was his name?
Was it Poots?
Oh yeah. So by the way, right now the wiki is out, but we've had a wiki for like
Day one.
not day one,
No, not day one.
since like 6 months in.
Yeah.
It just really helps us to remember things.
So did
Leader of the South. Not the leader of the South.
No, what was his name?
Piff.
Piff. Okay, that was just killing me because you said like the leader of Poots. I'm like, Poots wasn't there.
No.
Poots was a shitty side character that had no real name.
Yeah. And then he became more important.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, we've had a wiki, Jonathan, since the summer going into our senior
Yeah, so
year.
that was black and gray.
Yeah.
Black and white.
That was
Sorry.
so like we recorded a lot of the black and white planet arc, which was I forget what it was called off the top of my nog.
Black and white.
No, it was called Lost and no, it was not. It was the gray area.
Oh, the gray
Called
area.
We recorded a lot of that. We recorded almost all of it except for the last 2 episodes.
Bold
so
move on
like
our part.
yeah, so we recorded all of it. Then went on. We all go to school.
2 months.
We took 2-3 months off for summer. Then came back and recorded the finale of that thing.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
Bad idea, not great. But
think it worked
came
out.
together. I think it worked out. Yeah. But during that time, I was like editing episodes and stuff, and kind of just like releasing stuff, and I was just like getting crazy with Pretty Wizard because it was a part of my entire summer existence. So it's just like I had the thought of like we have a lot of like small details and like side characters and all this stuff that like it's all we were essentially creating a universe, Kane, where
Yeah, we did.
I'm just gonna re-listen to the show and essentially create a wiki of like we have. I mean, obviously it's released now. That's like all the main characters, all the guest characters, all the side characters in order of appearance, which is and whether or not they're alive or dead. What else do we got on here? Gods and goddesses, planes of existence, planets, solar system, galaxies, defense people, the defense, Nero's army, and the red herring. There's like so much information that, as of recording, there's so much more information that needs to go in there, obviously. Yeah, no, it's an ever-expanding list, and I may have mistakes every once in a while, but that's fine. It's one of my favorite things that I've ever created, just simply because of like, there's like small little jokes everywhere. One of my favorite is in the God and Goddesses section is the God fuck, which was I have written down fuck a god. Leaf believes he's the god of the red herring, thus making the red herring a demigod. Just like those tiny things, like anything that
Don't even
like
know where that came from.
anything that our characters said essentially
Becomes canon instantly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there was like just in like our own characters, like there's like Absol is a great example, I think, where he
There's a lot of changes that happen also with Absol.
yeah, like he knows like normal everyday Earth things like Amazon, Craigslist.
Oh yeah, that also kind of like built the lore of the Earth before I really even thought about it.
Yeah.
Because it was like, all right, it's D&D world, right? But now there's space, and then you guys started saying shit, and like, what if you guys are just in the future?
Yeah, it was like the idea of like the lore. I think that's what the problem was, that we
which
had
is why-
so much lore
Yeah,
to
I mean,
keep
That's why I
track of.
love going back to Leaf when
Yeah,
you
it
would
came
solo
into
dolo.
play when I was back on Earth in the solo park, because there were like railroad tracks.
Yeah,
and
and,
like
like-
a mine shaft.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
I
that.
don't,
Oh,
we
so
haven't
you guys
heard
weren't
this.
there.
We haven't heard
Some,
that in
some
time.
relics of the old world.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool. My favorite part of the
Let's
show.
get back to that.
It's hard for me to have a favorite part because I listen to the show the most out of everyone. Out of anyone that has ever
True.
listened to the show, I'm number one.
I don't know how you ended up editing, but right on.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I obviously do the show and then I edit all of it and I take 3 passes of editing, like straight up edit, then like sound effects and music, and then like something else. I forget what it was. And then I release it, and then I do the wiki, So I have to re-listen to that. I listen to the show maybe like 4 to 5 times. And I have so much stuff that gets cut too. Like, for example, there was a point in Evan's Jello Shot episode where I think either him or me took off our shirt first.
It was him.
It was him?
It was him.
And
Of
then I
course it was
think
him.
I followed, and maybe Donovan followed.
And they started taking his pants off.
Yeah, that was on the show. That all got cut out.
Did it really?
I don't know why it was so hot in here that day.
Yeah, that was weird. So
It wasn't even in the podcast studio,
no.
which is just an inferno of a room.
Fuck that place.
So I don't have like a standout moment that is really there's a lot of them. I mean, I think what happens is a lot of those moments for me come down to character interactions between characters. So like one that stands out for me is the Good Boys formation of Leaf and Marco by the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Absol Marco at the end finale.
Was there cake?
By the ocean?
Oh
No, we didn't dance at all. What an old song at this point.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Shit, my bad.
It's an old song today. Yeah, like anytime there was like a really like good character interaction or good role playing from us, those were always my favorite moments from the show.
One of my favorite like interactions between Marco and Absol was on the beach planet, where he asked when you like asked me like why do people keep doing this,
Oh yeah,
and like my explanation was like I think my explanation was kind of perfect.
it was perfect. I remember whenever like something like that when we record it happens, I always like turn to one of you guys and just give you like a thumbs up or like an okay sign. Like I was like, yeah, that was great.
No, usually you go with like you just stop like I just nutted.
Or you dab.
That happens too.
You do
Or I
dab
dab.
a
Well,
lot.
dab happens when I'm like, it's like,
We're in
Marco,
the
you
loop
get
zone.
a fucking sword, and I'm like, fuck, dab. Is dabbing still cool in 2019?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Dab culture is swell.
Dab culture swell.
Jesus
Dab
Christ.
culture swell.
One of my favorite Marco Absol interactions was throwback way when the up and down debate
Oh yeah.
the first like okay guys, come on.
from the broken arc. That was a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, that was a great.
Oh, you remember
That
how
was like the start of like that was like, I think one of my first big character moments where I liked. I was like afterwards like fuck, that was really good.
what a great way to segue into guests because fucking hell, Brooks took his full 2 episodes to himself.
Yeah. So. Should we just? I feel like we just do a rundown of the guests and give our thoughts on all of them.
Okay.
Not the guests themselves, because I love James, but I hate Mikey.
What the fuck?
I mean, no, like just the characters themselves.
So
Should we give a rating?
I don't know if
I
we
don't
should
know if
rate
we should
them.
do that.
Just tell about it what we like.
so the first one up was James Robinson,
Alan Parrish.
Alan Parrish.
That boy, I feel so bad. He was like screwed from the get go. He had never played before, and he was the first guest on.
yeah, but
But-
like it felt right.
In my opinion, he was the perfect first
Yeah.
guest.
Oh, yeah.
He did everything. For me, I think when I think of great guests, Alan Parrish is legitimately up there. It's,
Yeah.
if not top 5, top 3 maybe. I don't know.
I think it's funny that we started at Alan Parrish, and it went downhill from there with the craziness. And we started at Alan Parrish.
We started at a copywritten character. We went from there.
You know, whenever a guest can like get a chance to like somehow interject some form of like good backstory, character building, which is fucking difficult to
Yeah.
do when you only have like maybe less than 2 hours, and some of them don't even get introduced until like halfway through like the first episode.
Yeah. So we record the show every week. We essentially record 2 episodes every week. So that's 4 hours of recording, cut down to 2 episodes. And their guests are kind of just sitting there for however long until we.
Sometimes they come in
we
real
put 'em
quick.
Yeah.
Other times, fucking, they don't come in until
the
like,
second half of the
I
first
think,
episode.
I think also like Alan Parrish was one of the first, was like the first time really where it's like, for me, that there was like a great moment in the show with his letter. I don't know what it was, but just that letter of him, James writing a letter was great in my eyes.
Yeah.
I also want to point out to some people who might not know, James is actually the person who made the music for
Yes.
both the
Yeah.
original intro and the Christmas intro. So
Yes, and not all the rest of the music. That's YouTube. That's free music.
Royalty-free music?
Royalty-free music from YouTube, which is also pretty great. Matt the Brash.
oh boy,
Fucking, I hate that guy.
strong one, Brooks.
Killed him twice.
So going from Alan Parrish, who was a great like first guest that was great complimentary to all of us and had a great moment. Brooks, I believe we told him was like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. It's our job to
Play off it.
play off of it. Brooks took that and ran with it.
oh yeah.
There was also, if I remember correctly, it was a long time ago, so it may not be. That was also the start of the infighting between you two.
I think
It
that
started.
started episode 2 or episode 1.
It was the bottle.
It was the
bottle.
It was the
It was
fucking note.
bottles. It was the dumb, stupid note.
So
Much of the show started from a fucking dumb note that you wouldn't tell us, Absol.
So Kane handed me like a physical note, and I read it, and I saw what it said, and I was like, I'm gonna keep this to myself, and told them something completely different, and threw Kane for a loop. He didn't know what to do.
Because, I mean, that was literally like...
The simplest thing.
That told me not to use props.
It was like the earliest Absol character moment of you going like, okay, keeping this to myself and just walking away with from it. It's just like, oh, okay, that was the moment of like it. If there was like a lynch point, that's the moment of your decision being like, I'm not gonna tell them.
What does Jane have to do anything with this?
Jane Lynch point. So yeah, Meh the Bresh. Any other thoughts on Meh?
Meh.
I mean,
crackers are pretty good.
so are crystals.
That was awesome. That was such a cool moment. Argenta, Firestar.
Ruined Marco's first plan, pretty much.
I think that was like the first time that like I role played somewhat correctly, because like when I came, like the moment when I came up and I saw the spider hit Argenta, I was like, in my head I was like, I know that spider's on our side, but I just saw it attack our friend, so I'm gonna attack it, which I thought was a good first like role playing moment.
It was also our first guest, Becca, that has played D&D before.
Yeah,
That's true, yeah.
So she knew what she was doing.
Oh man, she was coming in. I think her character. She wasn't a character we've played before, right? Or was it a campaign podcast?
Yeah.
I mean, it was in that campaign was me, Donovan,
Tally,
and
Kane.
Becca, and Kane was our DM. That was a fun campaign.
Remember when she completely ignored Marco and just murdered Rockalon like that? What an asshole, am I right?
But that was her character. Like,
Yeah, and just like that, I think that was her character, and it was just sort of that additional piling on to Marco that was just like, fucking come on, people. Like these like first 3 guests really start setting the tone for, I feel like.
I think it also set the whole fact of like, well, if your character would do it, then you should do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We remember having that conversation.
Yeah.
I remember like we turned to her at one point. I was like, well, if your character will do it,
do it,
you do it. Ulfgar, the dwarf.
Mikey.
I feel a little bad because he hopped in a to a degree, very railroady episode.
Yeah.
So I try to avoid just like putting some tracks in. I was like, all right, all aboard, choo-choo. But for that one, I just felt like it kind of happened because I was like, all right, it's a hijacking. We could have been there for fucking weeks.
We quickly got through all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he had a lion or tiger. It had a lion. Never mind.
There's a line.
It was a lion. That was not on purpose. Kane. Of all the times we make fun of you about that, which is one of my favorite bits about the show.
Does it make it into the episodes at all? Or?
Lions and tigers?
Like us pointing it out.
I don't remember. Probably makes it in.
All right.
No.
Listen, my brain shits backwards. All right, the fact that I was able to do a podcast, it was impressive in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
And the fact that I corrected you sometimes was like mind blowing.
My favorite thing about the lion and tiger bit is it changes to different things also.
Oh yeah.
Like the blue field or purple field. Which one was it?
No.
Fucking all right.
Yeah, the alternate universes of Pretty Wizard insane. We'll talk about that later about the alternate universes of Pretty Wizard. Milton Bradley, an interesting episode to talk about. So where to begin on Milton? I love the character of Milton. He had that part that could that could change us into his fish could change into us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was a weird mechanic.
All right, so Adam's first idea was like, yo, can I just be a future version of one of you? I'm like, as much as I would love that to happen, that would cause so many problems.
Oh, it would cause so many problems.
So it was at a point for like you guys were like kind of okay a little bit now after doing some infighting, and he was like, "Can I just be future Absol?" I'm like, no. I mean, I should have said yes and see what happened.
I also love how I have written down on the wiki that I'm just scrolling through additional items: a single egg that was used to kill a man.
Wait a second. I could be completely making this up, but wasn't one of Adam's ideas for future Absol to have a robot arm?
I know one of his ideas was to have his memory wiped, that he didn't remember anything.
I remember that pitch.
Kane, does this sound familiar?
This does sound familiar.
Fuck, Adam wrote the show. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Adam's secretly Greg.
Adam's the real time wizard. Adam's the time warlock.
Yeah, that was. Any other thoughts on Milton?
Holy shit. Yeah, monks are overpowered as fuck.
Yeah, pretty good.
I don't remember most of that episode.
Yeah, you were actually out of the room for most of that episode.
Petting a peacock.
You were petting a cock.
Depending on what?
Hey, it paid off.
Yeah, I fucking love that. The finale where the peacock Jerry comes back. Of course, Crisp and Tate.
Who?
Crisp and Tate. Crisp the cleric and Tate the wizard.
Oh, what's special about them?
Our first and only duo guest.
That was chaos.
It was chaos. Hold on. It was chaos both in the show, but also to record it was a bitch.
Logistically, it was fucking ridiculous.
It was before we had like an actual mixer board that could do 6 inputs. We had just these Tascam DR680s that have only 4 inputs, and we had 6 get microphones.
Hey Ryan, we can do 10 inputs on this thing.
On the new mixer we have?
Yeah,
Jesus.
do 10.
Why don't we do all the guests at the same time on the finale?
Because we don't have
We're
the
going down the list right now.
get to
We're
that.
not even halfway through. There were so many fucking guests, and not even all of them showed up. And it was still a lot of fucking people.
We also
fine.
don't have all the adapters. That's why.
I mean, yeah,
That's also
it.
true. Yeah, so we had 6 microphones on a 4 input box. So we had to get a second Tascam.
We did 3 and 3.
Yeah, we did. So we did 3 and 3 on those 2 Tascams, and then every time we start recording, we had to clap sync the 2 together.
Listening back to the early episodes, it was some rough audio.
Yeah,
I definitely think like we definitely hit a stride, but it wasn't. It was rough.
Once we got into the room we are now, it's when it started. All the audio started like fucking.
We've
bolting.
recorded in four different places.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes.
A lot of those are alternate universes.
Yeah.
One
Which
of
you can
them
look
has
into.
never had that episode released because that was the conference room.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. We never released that episode. Crisp and Tate, love them. They're awesome.
It was
They
great. What
they
a
were
great
fucking-
idea for them to come on together, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, great friends in real life, great potatoes, and
Dude.
Fake life.
Which just
the afterlife.
Which just made me think, like, we record almost every single week. There was sometimes there were like breaks in between, but like I had to create a character every single week for D&D.
Yeah.
I'm great at it now.
I remember that realization at one point where it was like, wow, Kane, you essentially re-roll, make a character sheet every single week.
Yep.
Insane how much work is put into the show.
Especially when we got to higher levels, that must have been tough.
I cannot imagine.
It was just like, yeah, you'll be fine.
I love Crisp and Tate and the whole potato salad incident.
Oh my
so good.
god.
That was that was in my top 5 favorite moments. That was probably in there.
It was really great.
The
Jealous.
best one to put the leg back on. It's like it wasn't because of the pain. It was just my favorite leg. Fucking leg.
One of my favorite lines of the entire show.
Oh damn.
Jello shot, the gelatinous cube,
What
and the DJ.
What a
Like,
jiggly.
I've never once heard Evan listen to dubstep.
And he was just rattling off names like he
He had a list on his phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
In between when we take breaks in between, like when we're recording, to like
Please, we need to. We
Yeah.
always need to. 4 hours of recording.
it's also
Gotta
just
have
like
breaks.
just to ensure that like we make sure that we don't lose any of our recording because we've had that happen before.
Yep.
So
Alternate universe.
alternate universe. So in between like recordings, Evan would go on his phone and look up Skrillex and just get a different song to use.
If on the wiki currently is just all of the songs that he said. It was like has stolen various songs from ancient musicians and counts them as his own. It was like over 10. It looks like.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I love Jello Shot. I thought he was great. I think he was great foil for the fucking like insane hostage shit that was happening.
Yeah.
That was happening in the show.
God, what else? There was, I don't know. I just like the idea. Like, he just everywhere he goes, he just destroys everything.
Also, he was like the really first like really weird character. Like the potatoes were a little weird, but like they were at least like one was a cleric and one was a knight.
Yeah.
He was just
A DJ.
a DJ.
That motherfucker killed my giant scorpion.
That's right.
What was it, Jerry?
Yeah.
Speaking of
Jeff.
people
Yeah, it was Jeff.
Speaking of people
Or
we
Jeff,
used to
whatever.
love as guests, but now we hate, Serafina Underbow.
Out of all the people, I was not expecting her to fucking murder you.
No, I really would love to go to Red. When we're recording, obviously, we have so much of the show left. I would love to go up to Red at some point and be like, Are you happy with what you did?
You should be like,
Yeah, at least her answer has been yes. Yeah, Seraphina Underbow, stout halfling bard.
she came in after that long break, so like the energy in the room was just like low.
It was weird.
We were
Yeah.
like in the groove.
It was a weird position.
But like, she was still pretty good, right?
Yeah, I
Came
thought
in
she was
handy.
great.
She came in handy in the campaign.
Yes, especially going to war
Yeah.
Yeah.
of what we were doing. No, yeah, she was a great. I love Seraphina. Cross-Tash the Duck. I believe it's how you pronounce it.
Does it skip straight to cross dash duck?
Yeah, the wiki's not wrong, unless it is.
Wait, so we went
That's such a
from-
big gap in time to me for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
same for me.
That's
it
two
goes from
different
gray
arcs.
to lost. Oh my god, it goes straight to lost and found, doesn't it?
Well, you gotta remember, we were tried to record the next week, and our guest canceled on us.
Yes.
And then so the next week we were trying to record, and 5 minutes before we start recording, canceled on us again.
Then we got Justin.
We got Justin out. I texted Justin like, "What are you up to?" And he goes, "Nothing." I was like, "Do you want to be on our podcast?"
Yeah. So he had like 5-10 minutes to roll over here.
Thankfully, had a character already made.
Yep.
So like,
But we had to tweak it a little bit.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, he originally couldn't speak.
Yeah. It was like.
We're gonna have to change that one
He's
for.
originally a mute.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, he told me on the way like back because I picked him up. He was like, "Yeah, I made this character to just make the DM upset that I could not talk," and I was like, "All right, we're gonna have to change that."
It was the person that was supposed to be the guest instead was our friend Kennedy Bivens. His character would have been Charizard. Just saying.
What?
Just saying.
What?
I
made a Charizard character.
the alternate universe is a pretty wizard are insane of like what that episode could have been with a Charizard. That because that's like such a those are.
Oh
such
my god,
two
he would have been a
pivotal-
dragon on the dragon planet. What would have happened?
Yeah, it would have in such like such a pivotal episode too. Like, could the gate incident have happened? Who knows? Like it's so.
It probably wouldn't have happened.
No, it definitely wouldn't have, and you probably wouldn't have gone that far to that.
My
place in the
favorite
first
thing
place.
about that episode, though, is the whole gate incident very easily could have been avoided if Justin had just told me that he could have gotten over the wall with something else besides me having to open up the gate.
Gate incident was awesome. I loved it.
It's still my favorite. Like, hey, that's what botches do.
Yeah, it's like we roll. What did we roll on that? It was like a 90 something. I feel like
98. I remember.
like
I think it was a 92.
92. It was high. It was like, oof.
yeah, it was rough.
It wasn't high enough to where it would kill me, but it was high. It was high.
Yeah, I was so worried. Like, how can I kill them if we're like not even close to the end? Can I just kill one off? Is that cool? Which I think was a conversation where I was like, what happens when one of us dies? I'm like, do you have plot immunity?
We always
I
said
don't know.
always the conversation was what happens when Leaf dies. That was always the conversation for some reason.
Yeah, it was always like, oh, if anyone's gonna die, I feel like Leaf dies, and then Marco and Absol come together to bring back Leaf.
Oh yeah.
And then I died,
And then I died.
and then I'm back to life.
And I never died.
You had children.
Fuck. It's kind of like dying.
I died. My
He's
soul.
got kids.
Testicles.
Okay, that is my favorite like interaction from Absol and like, meeting a guest character because Absol has just had his arm cut off.
I'm trying to think. Out of Leafs had to introduce the guests the most out of everyone else.
Yes.
Honestly, worst choice.
I don't know how it always ends up being you somehow. And I'm trying to think
I'm
about.
busy doing stuff all the time.
'Cause I'm trying to think about like who else who's done it. Like I know Ryan's did
I've done it a couple times, but like that moment was funny because like this huge serious moment, like Absol had just lost his arm, and then Ryan comes, yeah, this is testicles, and Absol just loses it,
Yeah.
and he's like, I just got my arm cut off, but your name is Testicles.
Also, I'm very upset with him about his finale characters.
What do you mean?
No, Buck, that was the best joke I've ever heard in my entire life. Spectacles? Come on.
That was I told everyone like before the finale, I was like, hey, whoever can make it, just like come up with some like weird deformity for your character.
I love Greg's. Greg's the best.
Speaking of Greg, next guest, Greg Leonard.
Oh, poor Greg. Also another person that got like thrown into the railroad part.
Yeah. But he managed
He
it
did
well.
pretty good, yeah.
Like, you essentially, like, told him, like, yeah, I gotta do these 3 things.
So like, just do them.
Just do it, Greg.
But yeah, no, it was still pretty good. I like how Greg played Greg.
No, that was awesome.
Honestly, super bold. No one else had that I'm
It
gonna
only,
play
it
myself.
only works if Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It only
true.
works if
He's an
Greg-
actual time wizard.
Yeah, he has powers in real life. So.
My favorite was on the last, like the guest episode, like all the guest episode is just him going, "Ravens for life, fuck all the haters."
Jesus Christ.
Next guest in next arc, Boneless the Wizard.
Oh, boneless.
Okay, so I make a character every single week. I'm like, hey, Keegan, well, do you have a character idea? He's like, yeah, can I be a wizard stuck inside a street sign? I'm like, okay. First, how do you talk? I'm like, it's the text on my screen. I'm like, fucking, all right, what's your character's name? Boneless? I fucking hate you.
Just a walking meme.
I'm thinking about it. That might have been the weirdest character. Wait, no, hold on. There's still more weird shit to come.
There's a lot of weird
yeah,
characters.
but like that was for sure like the weirdest. I'm like,
I was
what
gonna
the
say,
fuck?
I'm pretty sure there's a weirder one, and it's coming up later.
when it comes to guests, it was important for us for the show to allow the people, because we're gonna have a lot of people who've never played D&D before.
Yeah, that was
allow
the
them
idea.
to come up with literally whatever they wanted.
And then I just had to work with it. Like Alan Parrish was the first one. I was like, how do I? I was like, Druid makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Maybe a Ranger would have been better thinking about it, but I like Druid.
Yeah.
Druid
No, I
worked
did it.
out well.
it worked out very well. So it was we wanted to have the guests make their own characters, and it
Total
was
free range.
and have complete free range, because I truly believe that they, if we just gave them a character, they wouldn't have been as into the show
Yeah.
as they would have.
They wouldn't have had as much fun, especially since they're only on for 2 episodes. It's such a short time.
It's such a matter of like making it your own by making the whole show your own by like taking it over Brooks.
Also, when you come in with a character that you've made, you already have a backstory for it, so you already kind of know what you're doing. If you come in and we give you a character, it's kind of hard for you to be like, all right, let me get in the mindset of this character.
A very standard D&D character, Audric Varel, the human fighter.
That was Tally, right?
That was Tally, yeah.
the sellsword.
Man. I mean, good on her. She got thrown into a weird planet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It was very business.
Very business.
doesn't know what the DL is. God, the wiki's hilarious. I'm funny.
Yeah, no, it was, yeah. I like, she was like, yeah, pretty average character.
That was also
but-
like right after we had just met Nero.
No,
right?
that's when you met
No, because we met Nero with
Oh, but that was the
boneless
very
shop.
end, finding out that.
yeah,
it was,
but we find out that it's him after we leave the thing. So that's like the first time we see Nero, we know it's him.
Yeah. Oof. Man.
No, she
Wait, is
rolled
that,
it well.
was that when I
Yeah.
first fought Nero
Yes.
on
Yes.
his ship? Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she went with the whole business land pretty well and played really well. I was like, can I keep my greatsword? Yeah, just hide in your suit.
Next up is at the Squid Hat planet, Chip Jordan. Best name, best
Yeah.
name,
I'll say it.
objectively.
Yeah, best name.
The human astronaut, man of the future.
Good on.
I love that. That's the whole title.
Chip Jordan, man of the future.
Technically, man of the past, though.
Yeah. Well, no.
No. He's
He was
man of the future.
I remember we asked him like what year he came from. He said the future or something like that. It's like fuck.
He's so far advanced or so far behind. The future is the future?
Future's now.
Yeah, the time's future.
Also, it's first person you gave a gun to.
Yeah. Fuck it. He's a future man.
Here's a plasma.
He's a man of the
gun.
future.
Man of the future. Yeah, it's a plasma gun. And it's like, it was also, that also was like one of the things like, all right, well, I have to make a D&D character and make a D&D, but not make a D&D somehow. So it's like, yeah, you just get a utility disc thing that shoots out your spells. Utilities? Here's your plasma gun. That's fine. Fuck it. So it was like homebrew essential there.
And that was like the beginning of the
Colosseum.
The Coliseum.
Yeah, Squid
fights.
Hat, yeah.
Which would not have been solved if it wasn't for our next character. I'm the king of transitions.
Segways. Got there.
Segues. Lord Marog, or however the hell you pronounce his name.
Marog.
Mayrog.
Marog, whatever. Who cares? Who cares?
Also known as Chris Ernst.
Chris Ernst.
Oof.
So Chris Ernst is one of our teachers at Stevenson University.
Cool dude for doing what he did.
We asked him. Obviously, we record these every Thursday from
Or
5 to 9.
Thursday or Friday.
Friday, depending on the year, semester, and our schedules. We asked him one day, like, "Hey, Chris, do you want to be on our podcast?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure. What is it?" And he's like, "Just like a D&D podcast, and you just have to be there like from 5 to 9 on like Thursday." And then what was his response, Kane?
Fuck, I don't remember.
I
was,
mean,
like, his
I wasn't
character?
there, but it was something like he was real excited to play D&D again, like he hadn't
Yeah.
played in years or something.
Oh, yeah. His response was like, yeah, Dark Mage. I'm like, okay.
It's like, yeah.
Because he had him play since like
First edition?
No, third edition.
Third edition?
Third edition.
3.5?
no he just third edition.
Just third edition? He could 0.5. He gets something.
Also, if it wasn't for him, we would have still be fighting.
Again, another thing where like I love the guests sometimes. One, they're completely like sporadic and like spontaneous and like random, but like sometimes they actually make it their own. Like this case, he just took charge. Like, all right, you guys are incompetent as fuck.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing.
It is this thing of D&D where a lot of fighting is sort of hard because it's a lot of back and forth and a lot of reversals and stuff.
What's the fucking
Like
problem?
at here, we could just boot up health over and over and over again.
Yeah.
There was a point in the finale that probably got trimmed down a little bit where Leaf and Abs were fighting. That was just like back and forth, back and forth. I remember like going on the floor, just being like, "Fuck!" Just hit each other.
My favorite moment of that was, I don't know if it's gonna make it in, but it was my guy. Cass basically he turns into the Human Torch.
What's your guy's name?
Abzel.
Razzle, right?
Razzle, sorry, Razzle.
Oh my god!
Get into that.
Alternate universe.
But Abzel like basically turns into the Human Torch. So and he can't take any fire damage, and then Donovan changes into like a fire elemental, and he can't take fire damage, and we
It's,
can.
it's just a fucking pissing contest at that
Yeah.
point. Like,
It
oh, come on,
was.
guys.
It was like you and I turned to each other. And it was just like we just started slap fighting. It was like
This is what you're doing. You're just slap fighting.
And then possibly one of my favorite episodes was done with this character. Next character was Gator.
Oh my god, I forgot about Gator. It
was a good
Gator's so
episode.
good. The second spaceman, and the only last spaceman. I'm so weird. There's only 2 spacemen.
Yep, they don't know each other.
You know what? I think that's up there in my top 5 as well. Is the fact that like I was just random NPC. I told like Jack none of like any of the things that was coming up, and he was like, "Wait, is that you, Dwayne?"
Uh-huh.
And it was like, "All right, I guess you know him now."
Yeah, he improved it real well.
Yeah, and that was really good.
It was also important for us to not tell the guests anything.
Yeah, they have to come in like they would normally, just like you just plopped in. All right, good luck.
Which also works out with the way our episodes are released because they can't even be caught up. Like the only person who could have been caught up was Red, and she wasn't.
Or James.
No, James couldn't have been.
Oh, no, you're right. No, you missed the first 2 episodes.
Could have been caught up by the time they got there.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she was.
She wasn't. She said she didn't have time to catch up.
Yeah. So sucks to suck, Red. No, but Gator, the second episode with Gator, where we all split up. The first time we all split up, the little teaser of we all go into the separate interrogation rooms.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot the
Oh, those are
interrogations.
so good.
Yeah.
Dude, hey, that's the second time you saw Herring.
Fuck that guy. No, yeah, I love I think that's one of my favorite episodes. Is the second one with the interrogation stuff.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
Edited the shit out of it. Vestibule. Fuck Vestibule.
All right, that's my vote for the weirdest character we've had ever.
Yeah, I was like, Boneless was like pretty high up there, and then I was talking to Deja. She was like, "All right, do you have a character idea?" And she's like, "Yeah, can I be a door?" Oh, I'm sorry, what? Yeah, I want to be a door. Man.
That likes to eat fingers.
I didn't even ask anymore. That's like, yeah, I want to be a door that likes to eat fingers. What are you? I was so like, what the fuck? Okay, how do you talk? Through my keyhole? This is a nightmare fuel.
Fucking Vestibule was the craziest character we've ever seen on the show.
They brought it to the boiling point.
Yeah, legitimately. They help. Also, probably one of my favorite one-liners that have ever come out of Marco.
What?
Is flipping Vestibule off. So if you want some, come get some. Fuck. Oh, man. I'm hilarious. Anyways.
The snapping.
And then, to my knowledge, that was it.
That was the last guest.
Oh my god, you're right. That was the total last
That was
guess.
all of the guests on Pretty Wizard.
Yep.
Because as soon as that happened, we had this 2 episodes of us still together, but like a lot of infighting where I fucking hostage trapped you guys in the.
Well,
herring.
we recorded that right before winter break, and then we came back, and it was like
That's what it was. Yeah.
we were like, all right, no more guests.
Yeah, and we had to make that decision.
Man, we missed one solid guest we could have had on.
I still have the guest list, but
Doug
Rose.
Doug Rose is one of our good friends.
Voice of an angel.
Voice of an angel.
He'll never be on again. Fuck.
We had 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's what I regret the most about this podcast, not having Doug on earlier.
We had over maybe 20 people of on our guest list that we've never got to.
Yeah.
It was surprisingly a lot.
It was a thing where it was just like it came down to story. It was just like, well, this is where the story's going.
Yeah.
As much as the format of the show is guess, and obviously at this point we haven't. of what we've released at time of recording, we don't know how people liked the guest
we
episode,
don't
how this split
fucking
up.
know.
Yeah.
Hopefully people liked it.
We could have fisted something in with maybe Donovan, but like it just didn't feel natural.
Nothing felt natural for us.
Yeah. So it was like maybe just do your own thing now.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I think
you got a
my-
lot of backstory.
I think my favorite moment while we're recording was that episode with the first one without a guest, like the first one without a guest after having guests on, was we were all just sitting at the table and like we all wanted to do things. We're all just have our phone like just like messaging Kane like, can I do this? Can we go? Can we try to go this way?
Oh yeah.
Oh, because after that was the my blow up on you
Yeah.
guys, right? And then like it was like something else happened in that episode or something. and
You were
then,
like, I'm gonna go with
oh yeah, because I was gonna go with Taylor.
and then I was like, can I go my separate way? And then Donovan was like,
Wait, guys.
wait, what?
Guys?
Wait,
guys.
So Kane, you want to draw the curtain on that a little bit?
What?
Maybe 1 or 2 weeks before that.
1 or 2 weeks before that, yeah, it was. I think Ryan was like, I think Marco wants to break away. Mm-hmm. And you told me and like Donovan. Wait, we talking about like the whole argument we had at the cage part, or are we talking about something else?
I don't know.
Oh, there was a point like you got really mad at me.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I did get mad at you.
Yeah.
That was after. It was something else.
Oh yeah. Wait, no.
There was a point where I got mad at you because it was just like, dude, what are you doing?
You were right. Anyway, there's a point where like Ryan was like, "Hey, is it cool if I just like separate from the two?" I'm like, "Yeah, I guess that would work. You would just probably just leave the room and then do your own thing." I'm like, all right, that's cool.
I was like, or we can record in the recording studio, the furnace that is the recording
That
studio.
plays so much. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, so I was like, okay. So I kind of had his thing, like, all right, let's do it. And then he came to me with this idea, like, I'm gonna lock him inside a ship and hold him hostage. Like, that's gonna cause more problems. And I was like, don't do that. That's a lot of infighting. I'm like, no. And then he was like, no,
I'll do it.
I'll do it. I was like, you know what, you're right. If your character would do it, you do it. So he did it.
Yeah, it all came back to if your character will do it, do it.
And I thought it'd be like, all right, Leaf and Abs will now solo dolo. And then
Well, dulo, dolo.
dulo dolo.
I picked up on Ryan wanting to separate from the group. I was like, if he's gonna do that, let Absol do that.
Never on the table. Kane and I were like,
Never even thought about it.
yeah, it was like, yeah, I'll leave. And then Kane were like, really? Okay, cool. And then like Jonathan was like, I'm gonna leave too. And we're like, because then it became a whole thing of like, how are we gonna record this now? Because that was like, oh, I'll just leave the room or we'll do our own separate thing. Now it was like, and then you guys will have the guest and we continue having
Yeah.
the guests.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I'm gonna leave now. I was like, shit.
Yeah, it would be like just Marco's would be like cutaways to like whatever he
Yeah.
was doing. But looking back, I
I think it worked out better. I think it worked out better.
Hope
honestly.
the fans liked it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, we're gonna take a small break. We will come back in a little bit to continue.
Freshen our
talking.
voices.
Yeah, get some water.
Come back, Talking Wizard.
Yeah, we'll be back in a little bit.
Welcome back, Talking Wizard. We're here talking about Free Wizard.
talks to you slowly and sensually while massaging your feet.
Remember how the finale of the show almost was
First of all,
us
can I
saying
talk
Free
about how
Wizard?
creaky this fucking chair is?
Oh yeah, these chairs are so queek. Queek?
That's what a chair queefs. You know, a queek.
Remember when our finale was almost one of us saying, "Man, wasn't that Pretty Wizard?"
I still stand by it. We should re-record the final and be like, end it with Pretty Wizard.
So to pull back the curtain a little bit, we took half an hour to get the final lines
I don't know.
for the finale.
I was hoping it would come out natural. It didn't.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was easy for me. I just sat
were
there.
dead.
I was
gonna
dead.
die.
it was having it be natural, of course, and not forced. I think was the
Hold
challenge.
on. I have a pitch.
Yeah.
If some point over the next year
Yes.
we come up with a way to end the show by saying that was Pretty Wizard, we retcon everything. We come back
Episode 1.
and we do it.
We do it all over again.
Jesus. No.
Should we talk about how many times we went up to Kane and was like, "Hey, I want to do this. I want to like we alluded to me earlier, being like, hey Kane, I want to split from the group."
I mean, I think I only did it once.
I did it once or twice.
You did it with you were gonna do something with your stupid bugs, and I
He
still
never
don't-
told me what the
No, I
fuck
never
the
told
bugs
Kane.
was.
What was it?
The giant bugs.
Was the giant?
Yeah,
bug
there was
thing?
a spell called like giant insect or something, and I was going to use it. Like we leveled up. I got the spell. I was like, man, I can't wait to use this. And it took me like fucking 30 episodes or whatever, however long to get there.
There's so many times where you just didn't use things.
Yeah.
Donovan. You still have that potion.
Yeah. I mean, I used it in an alternate ending. in those 30 minutes, we were trying to think of something to do.
Then should we talk about the alternate universes of Pretty Wizard?
Hold on, I want to talk about one of the ones that.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So
Donovan.
like, during the finale, I went to talk to King and was like, I want to confront Nero and like kind of goad him into fighting me, and I was like, as I told Kane, like, if Marco comes out, I'm gonna cast Arcane Gate underneath him and one outside of the ship. Marco might die.
Marco might not. It's fucking space, dude. Of course Marco's gonna die.
Oh, I had a weird question ever since I transformed into one. Can dragons breathe in space?
I don't think so.
I mean, what's the Kane lore? I want the Kane answer.
It's a hard question. Probably not. No.
All right.
Yeah, but none of that stuff that I talked to Kane ever got to happen because someone had to just keep walking in my way.
Oh yeah, there's a whole yeah. Well, no, there was the thing where like I'm gonna drop Marco outside. I'm like, that's not super great narratively because you're just like, hey Ryan, fuck you, you can't do anything, and he's gone. Like that just felt bad. Mm-hmm. But there was like, yeah, you walk up and fight Nero. I'm like, yeah, you can do that. And then Leaf's like, you guys see my cows?
What am I like?
I don't know.
There was the first moment that happened was the Archelon, my whole thing. I pulled Kane out of the room and be like, yeah, I'm going to try to convince everyone to stop fighting. Which is a solid Marco moment.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Fuck no.
I'm going to try to recruit.
It was I was very close. It all came down to Becca. Because you were knocked unconscious and you healed him, but not for enough. So it all came down to Becca. But it was literally just like I pulled you out of the room and be like, yeah, so Kane, I want to try to convince him to join the defense.
No,
You're
that
like,
sounds great. Good luck.
yeah, you're just like, I believe you said it was like, it's going to come down to a couple of rolls. I was like, got it. I think I rolled like really high or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking did it. And then it literally didn't even come down to rolls. It came down to Becca, what her character decision was.
He had to make a con save, I think, or something, and he failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It came down to like one roll.
Yeah, it came down to one roll, but then it ultimately came down to like after once got through that gate to
Also-
Becca's role playing.
Also, we weren't supposed to be on that plant. Like we weren't supposed to be there.
Well, yeah.
Alternate universes discussion.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. So my initial plan was like you crash landed. Like, all right, cool. Now time for you guys to take off this planet. You had no reason to really be there, and then your like whole show was gonna fuck up anyway.
I remember when we were recording. I think it's in the episode. We were like, and I'm like, okay, and then I go down to the
Ramp.
and I'm like, and then I'll start leaving. You're like, wait, you're leaving? I was like, yeah, we're on a planet. I gotta explore for people. And you're like, okay. Alternate universe is a pretty wizard. Donovan, you talked about the alternate endings.
Yeah, I mean, we just couldn't figure out how to end the thing. Let's see. There's
the one with the potion.
Yeah, there's the one with the potion.
There's the one where Marco stays.
There's
talked
one
about
where I say you will stay for dinner. Should we even talk about these? What if they like these better?
No, I think it's fine.
Where's some other ones?
There was one where you meet Nyla at a carriage.
Yeah, Nala at a carriage.
Let's
I
see.
think it was it.
There was one where my ghost comes back and says, "Fuck you."
Oh yeah, there was also like we were struggling with the 3 years part where we had
Yeah.
like a thing where it was just a joke that probably not, I'm not sure if it's in there at all because we literally just recorded it like less than an hour ago of us like sort of it was like us making joke of like as if we were at the funeral like the first funeral or whatever
Yeah.
not 3 years later. But yeah, and like what I liked about that scene, Donovan, I think it was struggling also because we're fairly decent improvers, not great or anything. But like that entire scene was like Kane was like, okay, it's like 3 years later, and Kane like set the scene. The rest of that scene was you and me just improving.
Yeah.
Where I said I'll see you next year. I was essentially making like, oh yeah, this is an annual thing that we do.
I was gonna say almost the exact same thing to you, and then you beat me to it. But I was like, I don't know. I was gonna ask you. I was like, hey Ryan, do you think we should make it like this is a 1 year thing? And then you said that. I was like, fuck, okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, I was just like it. There was like another moment. There was another thing in there that I don't remember, even though it was like less than an hour of recording ago. But it was like a lot of that, like the conversation in that episode was that finale was just you and I just going like, yes and.
There was a lot of different like throughout the whole episode. There was like a lot of things where we were like, hold on, let's move back a little bit and restart that conversation. Like with us on the boat on the Tahoe, like our conversation, like at points we had to go back. Like, all right, this isn't going the right way we need it to go.
It was a thing of like we could just like say whatever's on the top of our heads, but it also was like that thing of like if our character will do it, we'll do it. But it just nothing like sounded like our characters.
Yeah.
They were like, no, I wouldn't do that, or this wouldn't happen.
I wasn't planning on you two talking in that scene.
No, you were explaining on me just taking it.
I was just
I had moved the mic away from me so like you wouldn't hear me breathing, and then Kane was like, I was like gestured to me like, I guess I'm talking now.
Yeah. No, yeah. Oh yeah, no, yeah. You were not planning on that, and I was like, I wanted to talk. I remember you said something that was like, I didn't realize we were going to talk. And I was like, no, I think it's better that we talk. Simply because it was just like, it was two characters that have essentially been at odds the entire show. And, what, am I wrong?
No. I just had a hair in my mouth. No, I was thinking like, you could have the conversation right then. That's pretty impactful. Or would it be more impactful? Which is what I wasn't sure about. If like you just come back to life and then he's dying in front of you, like he just sacrificed himself. I don't know what would have been more impactful, but
I thought I didn't know what that was, but
yeah,
I felt at the time like the conversation was important because it was two characters who have been at odds literally the entire show, talking for the last time.
yeah.
So I was like, this needs to be
good.
a thing. Yeah, I was like, this needs.
It was a good ending because there have been moments where like I've been upset at the character of Marco. Like when we first got on the ship with Nero, and you told Nero we can't trust them. They need to be killed or whatever. All I thought in my head was just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
I could understand slightly about, all right, Absol. Then you were just like gun-ho to kill fucking Leaf for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like Leaf did nothing bad.
Well, in Marco's eyes,
Leaf's perfect.
well, we had this conversation off mic before of like, Leaf ultimately never really broke. I mean, other than fucking what's his name, the Soul Sword guy.
Yeah, but even then you didn't know about that.
I never knew about. Marco never knew about that. It was what Marco only one knew about was and that was where it started getting upset with Leaf was you killing one of the rock people.
Yeah,
you were the one that I
Terry.
think killed most of them, if not all of them.
Well, yeah, no, I killed every single one.
Yeah.
Kill, deactivate.
But that was the thing. That was the thing of Marco was, and I remember keeping it a point in my head of like, they deactivated them and then they like reappeared, but none of us knew that, especially Leaf. So yeah, he might have gotten off and like, oh, I didn't actually kill anyone. It's like, well, you didn't know that and you still did it. And I was in the room when it happened. So that's where it was like that.
I mean, I don't think you could control what happened after you dropped him. But
yeah, but it was like that sort of like betrayal thing of Marco. It was also just sort of like, man, fuck you.
Should we talk about the alternate universes in the beginning of the?
Oh my god.
So
the only original recording we have like with the original mics is like the first
very, very OG first thing we recorded.
is like the first half of episode 1.
Yes.
And after that, it's none of it is original.
Was that before or after we recorded the Christmas special? Because we recorded
after.
that,
That was
before
after.
episode 1.
That was possibly going to be episode 0.
Yeah.
That was just a test episode.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone was supposed to listen to it.
No. And then it was, when I was editing, I was like, this isn't too bad. And I added some stuff later. But yeah, no. So the very first, like, this is Pretty Wizard season, was like, we recorded that first section with our old mics. And then, like, as I was editing it, like, the mic started, like really fucking up. Like, it was, like, getting really distorted. I think it started...
And it would start with mine, and then it would move to another one.
It, like,
and then
it,
move to
like,
another
not
one.
just like move, but it was like now Kane's is fucking up. Now Donovan's is fucking up. Now mine's fucking up. And it's like, guys, I can only save this first half of the episode. Everything else is that we recorded. The other 2.5 hours you recorded are gone because they're all bad.
It's like, oh man, that sucks. We'll just re-record it. Okay.
So
No,
we
but-
recorded second episode starting after the first half of episode 1.
So for that one, we moved to a different room. We recorded with the same mics, but we were like, all right, maybe it was because we were recorded for too long.
Because we recorded like
an hour
straight.
Yeah, we're like, all right, let's do 30 minutes, and then we'll see. And then like after that 30 minutes, we like looked back at the footage, and like we got like 20 minutes through, and then like the same thing happened. So luckily we didn't record like another whole 2 episodes. And after that, we're like, all right, we gotta switch things up.
We had like a meeting immediately afterwards of like, well, how do we fix this? We switched to shotgun mics instead of
What's what we use now.
So, looking back, fucking 4 and/or 5 USB mics. What were we thinking?
plugged into one computer.
One fucking multi
No,
adapter.
even the second one, we did 2 different computers.
Yeah, fine, thinking that would help, and then it still didn't.
It still didn't. Yeah.
I mean,
I think it helped for longer, but still.
Yeah,
wasn't
it still didn't help.
What was the content of those alternate universes?
man, what was it?
We fought a giant sheep at one point.
Oh, I remember being real mad because in the alternate universe episodes, I was killing it. I was killing the game. I was rolling well. I was a badass.
So I didn't want to like
wolves.
re-record the same story because like the best like storytelling is when it's all improv from us.
Yeah.
So like just having you guys go through the same scenarios would be boring as shit. So I had to change up the story each and every single fucking time we re-record.
There was an alternate universe where some Herring was fighting the giant sheep, and instead of helping, Abdul took out his boombox and a thing of cardboard and started breakdancing while
Oh my God.
waiting.
In that alternate universe, there was no infighting.
No, there was not.
There was no infighting.
The potions bottle stuff never happened.
Yeah, that didn't exist. That was man, wow.
Because we got to the ship and everyone was like, okay, we're all still friends.
Can we talk about how
Leaf was murdering, and then he got murdered. In the latest
You went down in like the very first episode.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
He ran out and just got critted immediately.
I was like, this is fucking dumb.
Leaf did not use his potion, but has had it from like the second episode.
Yeah. I mean, you fucking waited until the monkey fight to use that one. Like, God.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know what's in that potion. Kane, what's in that potion?
Initially, it was just a health potion.
Really?
Yeah, that's all it was.
And then we
It was a
changed the
health potion.
health potion to red at one point.
That was different planet. Listen, it's fine.
There's actually a relic of the old alternate universe in the first episode.
Oh, the Thunderbow?
Yeah, the Thunderbow shooting black energy,
Yeah,
and then
versus-
later it shoots blue energy.
Yeah,
Or some
I
other-
think we just shot it back to black, right?
Maybe it was like the Thunderbow was all over the place. Like those sort of like continuity things are like,
Yeah, because you saw a little bit of like hey, this is this general thing. Like, well, I got to change that up a bit because it can't be the same thing.
we also didn't want to re-record the very, very first just
Yeah.
because of how great it was.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's fucking. Do you remember how like the robots weren't the same, and Harold was different?
Yeah.
And he wasn't. Oh man.
Harold and the robots.
Also, we got
changed.
a lot better weapons from
And the ship
Bilge.
looked different. Oh
The
my
ship
God,
was
the
different.
ship was different. The ship was like a fucking. Initially, it was like a triangular or triangular prism or whatever.
Yeah, like a pyramid.
But now it's a
Egg.
Yeah. I think I had the trident every single time.
Yeah.
I think.
And then you got Joe.
You always had the rock.
I got the rock.
Yeah, I mean, the
believe
rock was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the fucking healing stations were different, too. It wasn't like
Yeah.
a med bay. It was like, you walk in here, and then some tubes go down your throat, and you start spraying water on you.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's kind of dark.
Yeah. Ugh.
There's a bunch of other alternate universe stuff that's in the show. Nothing like of that caliber of the first episode.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, there were theorized endings we had at one point, in the middle of the show.
I went crazy over that summer.
Yeah.
That summer I was listening to Pre-Wizard so much, I had so many theories.
We have a
Were any of them
group.
true?
I don't remember.
So we have a
Don't remember
group.
what
We
they
have
are
a, we have a group chat for us, and like over the summer, Ryan would just be like texting the group chat. Is like, is this what Kane meant when he said this?
I felt like I was like Charlie and Always Sunny about Pepe Sylvia.
Carol. There's no Carol.
Let me see if I can look up the group chat and see if I can find any of those.
That's
Yeah, you guys keep talking.
so
It's
far.
gonna take me a while to go back to the summer.
Yeah.
Dude. What else happened in alternative universes?
Um,
I think it was pretty much it. But then we stopped having problems.
Yeah.
Shit could like go back to normal.
Yeah. We also like we've changed audio setups like a lot.
Yeah, I think the audio now is the best.
Yeah. Since getting our mixer, it's been helping a lot
Yeah.
because before this we like at one point we had all the shotgun mics like in the middle pointing
That
outwards
was
towards
a bad
us.
idea. I was going back listening to some early episodes. That audio is rough. It's
No,
so
yeah.
rough.
There's one complaint that we had very early on that people say now is just like, man, the audio in the first couple episodes is very rough. And I was like, yeah, I know. But after that, not only does the audio get better, the show gets better.
Yeah.
Because we start finding our footing with everything.
Yeah. I think the problem that we had as the reason why we couldn't find our footing was because of the fact that we recorded those 2 episodes and I was like, yeah, we can only use a quarter of that stuff. And it's just like, that's kind of just like, you just spent all that time recording and only a quarter of it can be used. It's kind of just like, I guess we got to start again. And then we tried recording again and the same thing happens. So like the third time we're recording, it's like, all right, this is the third time we're recording. Please work this time.
another piece of trivia from the first episode is I came into the recording without a name for my character. So I don't even remember how it played out, to be honest, but somebody asked, like what's your name? Or whatever like that. And I was like...
Another thing why we couldn't delete the first quarter
I was like,
episode.
Leaf.
Another like thing with the name was originally my character's name.
Oh my god, yeah. So wait, before we recorded the first episode, I asked everyone to send me their character sheets and their backstories. Like, awesome, cool. Fucking Jonathan's Absol character sheets title is Razzle Ashclaw. His name could have been fucking Razzle.
It was Raziel,
Whatever.
but also for some fucking reason it got changed to Absol. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, it's Absol
Probably
Ashclaw.
better because for sure the name Razzle Dazzle would have come out.
It wasn't just also
100%.
Absol, it was like Abziel. And
Abziel.
none of us could pronounce it, and just slowly over that first recording session turned to Abziel.
Yeah.
Which I like Abziel more than Abziel.
Which I was thinking back, someone like there was a lot of jokes made with that name that we didn't even think about. It was the guest that made the jokes. Like, that's such a good joke.
I mean, Jack came in and said asshole for the first time. And I was like,
that was all right.
how has it happened
and I don't
this
think
late?
any of us made the Marco Polo joke.
No, we had. We definitely had.
Maybe it's such.
We didn't make it till late into the show.
I don't think we made it in character, but I think we made it like in little bits. Like
I don't know. I just don't know.
Jack called me like Beef, Steve.
at one point he called me Apple, I think.
Jack was just going hard.
Oh, let's see if I have that pulled up. On the
Oh yeah,
wiki.
there's a on the wiki it has like all the different names.
Marco was called by Gator, Marcus, Cosmo, and Carlo. Absol was called by Gator, Asshole, Apple. That's it.
That's it.
Horny Boy by Splice's Gang. And then
Oh,
Leaf.
hey, is that a horny ball?
And the Leaf by Gator was Beef and Steve.
Jesus.
I'm at November. I'm still scrolling back. Give me a second.
So much. Ugh.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with the show? That felt
did you
needs
guys
to be
have
said or
fun?
something?
I had fun.
I
I
had fun.
definitely can we can pinpoint the moment that like the story got better in our timeline. I don't know where it translates in episode wise.
The story's always great, Jonathan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually,
no, but like
Actually,
we like it was after this past Thanksgiving break, so it'll be like over a year since.
do you want to talk about Thanksgiving, the return after Thanksgiving break,
Please
what
no.
was the return after Thanksgiving?
the meeting,
What meeting?
character meeting?
Yeah, that was what I was talking about. But
Yeah,
like but not the drive back. Please no. It took me 8 hours to get back to school.
No, that's drive back.
Oh.
Like what you were going to talk about, yeah.
Drive was terrible.
You guys are dumb.
It took me like 6 hours to get 2 hours.
We also
drive.
left at like 1 p.m. on
Yeah,
coming back from Thanksgiving
Welcome to
break.
rush hour. That's my daily life.
Yeah, so like the Sunday we got back from Thanksgiving break, we all met in our school's library and like fleshed out our characters completely.
Mm-hmm.
And like so that way, because we knew we needed the characters to be set in stone because so many things had kept changing.
I think we said like Leaf was asexual.
I'm Absol's asexual.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I can pull that up as well. I was going to pull up everything. Also, I'm still not positive what's on like, every floor of the ship.
Oh yeah,
I
Fucking sent you diagrams of the shit.
we haven't been on
No
the ship.
idea.
We haven't been on the ship in forever anyway.
Oh,
Speak
yeah, we
for
haven't.
yourself. I took that bad boy everywhere. I still don't know what's on. I know there's like graffiti on the side of it.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
I mean,
Oh yeah. So he lands on Earth and he's like, "Hey, what's up, my old clan?" And like all the fucking asshole kids start like painting on the ship. So there's like a bunch of giant chickens on there.
So I think it's on Earth.
No, because he flew it back.
But I think he flew it. It landed on the planet. We probably went and grabbed it.
No, you know where it's at?
it's
It's on that planet that got sucked up by the dragon.
yeah.
So they got
So
it
it
back.
still
You
exists.
could technically get it back, yeah.
Well,
didn't know.
no,
There's
we
so
don't
many
have a
side
spaceship to get
stories.
there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
There's so much like side stories that could totally be told. Like us getting the ship or something. Well, not Absol maybe, but
Yeah.
His ashes, like, oh man. Just drops the ashes.
Absol Ashes Claw.
This is where I leave.
I'm here all week. Leaf. Oh, fuck, my handwriting's terrible. It was this thing that was like it broke up the characters by their feet, groin, heart, throat,
Not in like a literal sense.
Yeah.
But like those represented certain things. So like one of them represented what their wants are, what their needs are.
Yeah. Heart, throat, left side of the brain, right side of the brain, and then just like the overall character.
Yeah.
Leaf's heart, what he needed to become a better person was save his friends. Did you think you sufficiently did that, Donovan? Or / tribe, I should say.
Did you say tried?
Save his friends / tribe.
So the thing is, back then, I was dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea was, if I don't make it to the end to save everyone, which was the goal, I gotta make sure my friends are okay and they can do it if I'm not around.
Also, back then we thought being part of the defense was going to save the world.
Well,
You fool.
So it's basically like I have to make sure you two were in a good headspace and like able to save the world if I wasn't there. That's what the goal was.
and you never died.
I never died.
I
Someone
died.
else did.
Me.
Both of us did.
Fucking. I guess I failed.
Absol's was family / companionship, to not be reliant with magic, and stability and purpose. Do you think you achieved that?
Some of those. One of them, definitely not.
Which one?
The magic one. Magic one.
That was the thing with me. It was just like with Absol, it was just like he's so reliant on magic that it was such like a hard thing.
I guess he's not relying on it, but it was like he needed to use it in the last moment because it was like his strongest.
It was this thing of like
Yeah, my problem with Marco is he couldn't use magic. That's what I don't like about him.
we had this conversation. We've had these conversations before.
it's
It was
like,
like the
what?
thing with magic is like it can break so many things.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
think the thing with magic that's perfectly described later on, I'll say in a second, is that there's a perfect answer for everything. And that's kind of the pissing contest that Absol and Leaf had at the end.
Yeah, totally true. Did I find one of them? Did I find one of the? I've been looking.
Are you looking for the diagrams?
Hold on.
or-
What is
I
Marco's?
passed the diagram.
What is Marco's needs?
Marco's heart was save every person, self-confidence, place in the universe, acceptance, prove himself, embody the leader.
So did I only have the one then?
Yeah.
hey,
yours is fairly empty.
Hey Ryan, did you achieve any of that?
I feel like I have. Save every person. I mean, presumably the Eternal Dragon. We in those that however long, 3 years or whatever, we got everything. Every universe.
Yeah. There's no reason to continue.
Self-confidence, place in the world. I think I got that all came together sort of at the ending. Like I kind of found my place in this universe.
You got your self confidence, and then you kind of like got like it took a dip a little bit.
Oh,
when-
it fucking died. I was like, Margot felt great, and then like fucking dealing with Leaf and Absol all the time was just felt like I was.
No, I was talking about more about your breakup.
Oh, Taylor.
Yeah.
I got broken up with, baby.
Fuck Taylor.
What do you mean? Hey, he has a family.
Did you?
Did you fuck?
We had that conversation. Kane.
Oh, I feel like why not, right?
Yeah,
It's probably got heated.
I remember we said that like it never. We've had these conversations, Kane and I, of like, do they have sex? And we're like, nah, I'm not sure. It was a thing of like, I remember at the time I said, like I think I said when Taylor and Marco kissed, it was like the first time they kissed.
Okay.
I feel like I remember saying something like that, where it was just like, it was a relationship
Built
of
in high tension and stress.
yeah for both of us.
Yeah. So like, I'm sure it gets really passionate, but it's also won't last.
Yes.
And it didn't.
As soon as his husband came in the picture, fucking marriage and all that. I came up with another pretty wizard theory. August 8th. Here it is. I'll just read this one, I guess. I'm at August 8th. It took forever to get here. My theory is that all the guest characters are actually dead. Anyways,
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I wrote, we know that the hair. This is me, August 8th. Where were we? We were going into the black and white planet. So
Yeah.
this is me knowing what I knew then, coming up and re-listening to the show and going way in depth of everything. We know that Harold's consciousness had been essentially uploaded into the ethereal plane, which my understanding is where dead people live, like souls and ghosts and shit. And the guests either say nothing about what year they were born, or they say they lived thousands of years ago in our hero's time. So my theory is that Harold somehow found a way to focus that arcane energy into some sort of ethereal magic when combined with the models, so that they pull figures from the ethereal plane to come back and relive again. My only flaw is the plan of Alan Parrish, where Kane said he ripped it away from us and ended up back in the jungles of Jumanji. But my loose argument on that is within the ethereal plane is like infinite whatever. So in there could be Jumanji where he met Leaf's grandfather Seed, like the nodes. Shit, I'm a genius. That's fairly not bad.
Yeah, no, it was like, I mean, it wasn't that difficult.
Except Seed's not in the ethereal plane.
Oh, he's not. Fuck. Interesting. Interesting.
Just sees a tree.
Yeah, I think Leaf might become a tree.
You think?
Maybe.
Right on.
I'm telling you, there's like so many side stories now of like.
I mean, he's gonna die soon, right?
I mean, you could certainly like.
Hundreds of years old.
We don't know what happened with the defense and Nero's army. I don't know if it ever had a name. I don't think it ever had a name. We don't know what happened with that one. I presume, just right off like my initial response an hour or so after we recorded the finale, is that in that time they've sort of combined forces because both their leaders are now dead, and that Marco and Leaf sort of combined the forces together, and they just collected all the rest of the planets.
Wait, the defense army?
Yeah, right?
Well, most of them were killed, I thought, because did we see all the
Well, I
spaceships
assumed
disrupted?
I might have read this wrong, or I'm the only one that read it right. Who knows? I
Throw it at me.
assumed Harold, like his whole army, were just arcane models that he was controlling all of it. So when he died, they all lost power, and the ships lost power.
Like a Phantom Menace sort of situation?
I don't remember what happened to the Phantom Menace.
The Star Wars?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you don't watch Star Wars.
Not a Star Wars person.
But yeah, so like all the arcane models or whatever that were piloting the ship, because Harold died, they all lost things.
Keen, do you want to tell us what happened in those 3 years?
You had a kid?
I had a kid?
No, yeah, no.
Congratulations, Ryan.
You're like almost pretty close. Like,
You have
yeah,
two.
there was
Good
a
luck.
point where you guys were on the ship and like a majority of the crew were like arcane models, right? So
Yeah.
I figured like, well, yeah, when he dies, you lost connection to that power source effectively.
Mm-hmm.
So everything went away. There were still all those people we recruited and whatnot, but I'm sure it probably was the thing like, hey, you guys are wrong. World, like, universe is ending and we just won the war. So like we win.
Mm-hmm.
So do what we want now.
Well, I don't think Marco.
Not like I'll like do it now. But
yeah,
more of like,
Marco,
hey, guys,
Marco
come on.
and Leaf would not have been like, hey, you're on our side now, pointing guns at them.
Yeah.
It'd be like
We don't
that,
have guns.
hey, this is what it is. And then, so yeah, essentially like combining the forces of
Yeah.
what's left of the defense.
Yeah, I guess speaking of all that, I didn't see the plot twist coming.
What plot
What
twist?
plot twist?
Which one?
Joining Nero, Harold being the bad guy.
Oh, I thought that was too cliche. I was like, is that too? I'm scared to do that. That's too cliche. I was like, nah, fuck it.
Oh,
Is it too
yeah.
cliche?
I liked
Is that
it.
really
I
cliche?
liked it.
No, I thought it was fine.
Okay.
I thought it came out naturally, hopefully.
Yeah, all right. So my initial idea before this whole breakup thing you guys had a while like back, it was the next arc after the beach one was to like undercover mission. You guys go in undercover on Nero's ship, and that's when you would learn all this information. But Ryan was like, no, I want to leave now. I'm like, okay, you can still do your thing. You still do the undercover part.
I did
and
do
we
the
did do the
undercover
undercover part.
That was awesome.
And then had to create your own two stories separately. So like,
I got to go to Quiznos.
you have to go to Quiznos.
I also went to Quiznos.
He also went to, yeah.
I'm pissed.
Yeah, no, but it was great going with Leaf because I could take him back to Earth and be like, "Hey, Earth, you're in the future."
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like establish that Earth
And
war.
I get to talk about his backstory because before that, really not much backstory.
Did you guys talk about the backstory?
Yeah, of course.
God, that's my favorite Leaf fact.
What?
Your backstory or what?
I don't know if that actually came up.
What?
The pre-episode 1 backstory.
Actually, I don't remember.
Wait, that's my favorite part. You gotta
Oh,
talk about
that may
it.
or may
Donovan.
not.
All right, we'll talk
I don't
about it right now.
remember. We just gave him like his whole like history of Leaf and
Yeah, there was some
Okay.
like
Brother
before-
Leaf, you know you weren't. That was what was his name?
Largen?
Yeah, Largen.
fucking the homie.
Your names. We'll talk about that.
Okay, so the backstory I had written for Leaf is that, he's got this tribe and all that you guys know about by now. And then one day, like, he was just wandering in the woods and he found this clearing with his druidic focus that we have also talked about.
Ash Dog's focus.
Yeah.
Really?
And then basically he was like, wow, I need to know more about this. Let me go find like a sage, like a smart person in the city, in town or whatever. So he wandered into the city, opened a door, and that's when episode 1 started. he walked
Marco and Absol.
he walks into the wrong room. And
My favorite moment is like is when the king's like, if you want to leave, you can leave, and Leaf just turns around and starts walking out.
I was like, where are you going, buddy?
like, what's up?
It's just that's my favorite thing about Leaf is just,
He just walked in his room.
Leaf's
entire-
the everyman in this
this
situation.
entire adventure has been just Leaf.
A mistake.
This is a good to honest mistake. Just walked in the wrong room.
Just hasn't had the nerve. Like, actually, I'm not supposed to be here.
Just Leaf was too much of a Leaf.
I like the idea. There's a third mystery character that opened the door to the stage. Like, I think I'm in the wrong room.
Where is that?
Hey, where's the king at?
That side story with the king of being just like, oh, you're here for the thing.
Ooh, we were for the positions.
Someone came up already. Is there anything else we need to talk about for Pretty Wizard? I'm trying to remember if there is anything else that felt necessary. Anything deeper?
I mean, we could answer some Twitter questions.
We want to answer some questions?
Yeah.
We should talk about.
Fuck.
Are we
dude.
doing that next thing?
What next thing?
Next week,
Uh-huh.
when this comes out,
Okay.
depending if our
Next week or
asses
the week
get
after?
together. Next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the week after this comes out.
Yes, the week after this comes out, literally next week.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah.
so the week after this one.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Going to explode.
Hold on. The week after this episode comes out,
Yes.
next year.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
We all agreed upon this.
Yeah, no, you kept saying next week. I'm like, it's finals week. What are you guys talking about?
No, next we're going to record essentially Talking Wizard Part 2, where we will answer questions that are tweeted in. So, if you have a question, audience member,
Hit us up.
hit us up. Tweet us at
Pretty Wizard Pod, using the hashtag Talking Wizard 2.
Just do Talking Wizard.
Talking Wizard, or just
Let's make predictions at where we are from a year from now.
Okay,
Dead.
Well, Kane's dead.
Kane's dead. That's fine.
you guys will be like almost done.
Well, Kane's dead.
Kane's dead. Yeah.
You guys,
I'm
you
not
guys will be.
entirely positive where I would be.
Yeah,
You
hold
guys
on.
will
When
be
does this come out? February?
February.
Yeah, you guys will
Yeah,
still
so
be.
we'll be
Refilming.
spring semester
Will
my
we?
senior year.
Will we be in the same room
In here?
recording this?
Oh,
It depends.
Yeah.
That
We'll
depends.
figure that out later.
Fuck.
We'll figure that out in
Yeah.
February.
Because
So-
Ryan might be in Atlanta.
Dude, we that episode may never happen then.
I might be in Texas. So
On the off chance this episode we do get a chance to record next week. From when you're hearing this, send in your questions at Pretty
Yeah.
Wizard Pod
That-
using the hashtag Talking Wizard.
Yeah, or just tweet using the hashtag Talking Wizard, and we can search it that way.
Yep. Yeah,
or
I
if
don't know how
things are
Twitter
going
works.
good enough, we'll have a second season. Probably not.
Nope.
Let's just nip that in the bud real quick.
No.
That is talks we've had about whether or not we do a second season
No.
of Pretty Wizard. Kane is really adamant
No.
about doing one.
No.
He really wants
Okay,
to
but
DM
you
again.
wouldn't DM.
I don't want to DM.
I said you wouldn't. DM.
I don't want to.
I'm saying you wouldn't.
I'm not going to.
Kane, just DM.
I'm not.
Why do you want to DM so badly?
I don't want to DM.
Why do you not like DMing about this?
It's dumb.
Is that what it stands for?
M. No, but yeah, let's talk about if we even did a second season, why you don't want to DM. This was challenging for you, right?
Hey,
Who
guy,
would you pass the torch to?
I don't know, Adrian or Brooks.
Really?
Yeah.
Bold.
Oh wait, you mean we would be in it?
Well, I
I thought we
assumed
would just like
be in
pass
it.
this down to the next generation.
Well, they're in our generation.
They are your generation.
Yeah, they'd be you two, and then they have some two fresh faces.
I see. They would replace Jonathan and I.
Yeah.
Okay. And who would DM in that situation then?
Fucking not it.
Not it. Yeah. Okay.
It'd be you. It'd
I'd
be
play
you, Ryan.
Root.
I'm not here. You're saying you're replacing me with Brooks.
It'd probably be
Wait,
Brooks. It'd be Brooks or
Wait, hold
Adrian.
on. How does that work? How does math work?
Or
No,
if
they would be you two, and the other two people would not be us.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be some
Wait,
other
so
random
it's just
people.
4 completely new people.
Yes. Isn't that how that works?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Bold.
What's season 2 mean?
Bold.
I mean, maybe if it's an anthology, maybe.
yeah.
If we did a second season, I probably wouldn't want to DM just because I don't need that much.
Can you always DM? I don't want to make you do that.
That's also, it was like you had to literally build a character sheet every week, build a universe.
Yeah.
Of, like
Hey,
not
all right,
just
all right.
Next season, maybe not a guest system.
Yeah,
huh?
maybe we won't do guests.
Or we
Maybe
just have
we'll-
8 guests per episode.
Or what we do is we add a
No.
fifth. We add a fifth, and then there's no guests.
That's still a lot. It is still like a topic of conversation where we are now about even
Yeah.
doing a second season. It's a matter of like
where we
literally,
are.
It's a logistic nightmare.
It's a logistic nightmare about where
if
we
we
are
were
in
to
our
do them,
lives.
it would be like recorded online,
probably.
and probably
would
less
drop for
less
sure.
consistently.
Yeah.
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 And it'd be a completely different world.
Obviously.
Yes.
Or at least different characters.
Future, past, or something.
I was thinking past
Ooh, about normal Earth.
how the Earth ended.
Ew, an Armageddon apocalypse.
But I won't be damning, so it doesn't matter.
We just do a different system too, because I imagine there's different systems that would do.
By the
like-
time now, I don't know if there'll be a new system by next year. Has,
Well, no, I'm not
has
saying
Wizards of the
D&D.
Coast talked about like a new D&D?
I have no idea.
I don't know about D&D, but there's other like
Like role-playing things?
It's
Yeah.
one called
Path-
Apocalypse
Yeah,
World.
because I don't know if you've
Yeah.
noticed, this isn't like an actual play podcast, because like there are rules I don't fucking stick to,
No,
because
no,
they're
no.
so...
They're
'cause
stupid.
Rules just bog down the story in
Yeah.
so many places, especially when it's like a narrative like this is. So, yeah, the final, fuck rules.
what time are we at, Jonathan?
We're at 40 minutes.
So we can answer some questions.
answer some questions.
From our
From our old Talking Wizard.
Talking Wizard that never got released.
Another alternate universe.
Alternate release.
Yeah, why didn't that other Talking Wizard
It was
happen?
garbage.
It was garbage?
So bad.
Garbage.
Everyone was sick. We
It
were
was-
recording online.
Yep.
Halfway
Another
through,
reason why we shouldn't record online for season 2.
halfway through, I like 3/4 of the way through, I was like, "I'll be right back, guys." Went and threw up and came back. I was like,
Yeah.
"All right, let's keep going."
That happened. None of us knew what was happening. We're just like,
Donovan just got out of surgery, too.
Oh yeah, I was post-surgery. There was a tube in my nose.
was
I had a
bad.
nosebleed, and we started late.
Ryan had a kidney stone?
Yeah, I had a kidney stone like a couple days before.
Oh my god.
Fuck, we were
and,
full
Kane,
of-
and Kane, you had a cold or
I had
something.
a cold, yeah.
Oh wow,
So my
you just had
voice was like-
all you had was a cold.
Okay, man up. dude.
Okay, so I'm just going to get down this list, and it took me a while to load up, but I finally got here. If you had to rename the series, what would you choose? From @Gregishness via Twitter.
There was
He pitched a bunch of names: Handsome Wizard, Beautiful Wizard, Suave Wizard, Swaggy Wizard, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard,
That one.
that's a good one.
Pretty Witch, Donovan Gore's Bi-Weekly Dungeons Dragons Fun Time Spectacular, or
That one's
something
not
else.
bad.
That was not bad.
So what I
We had a whole thing where we were going through different names to figure out the podcast, right? Wasn't like one of the closest ones was almost Slice and Dice?
Yeah, there was
right?
Slice and Dice. There was
Wizards of the Toast, which
Wizards of the Toast. That's pretty good.
there's a picture of me with a Snapchat filter on of bread around my face. There was like the Magical Misfits or something.
I'm loading up the giant list we made.
We looked at this list the other day. Did he screenshot it?
No, I'm almost
Maxwell
there.
Collins asked us about it.
There were some strong.
there was
ones.
also so I designed our like what we use like for our videos and stuff like that.
posters.
For like posters and stuff like that. Donovan created an alternate one, and it reminded me of like a book that would like the font looked like it was a part of a book that like old women who are single read.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like a perfume.
Yeah.
I was like thinking
It was fucking good. That's all
I
I'm
was looking
saying.
at the older illustrations of like the one you made. I was like, why didn't we just immediately put the wizard hat on the W? There was like 60 like wizard hats in space that are shooting stars. Just over here. Why didn't we just immediately put it on the W?
So I have the list of alternate names for the show. You can see why we chose Pretty Wizard
Okay.
by reading this
Hit us
list.
up.
This is what a trip. Dungeons and Asteroids, Space Pirates,
Not bad, not
Space
bad.
Booty,
Not bad.
Spacecraft,
That's a game.
Loots and Lasers,
I like
Hold
that.
up,
Hold
that
on.
one's not
That's a
bad.
good one. That's a good one.
Thieves Can't 'T like
That's-
CANT.
That's yeah. But none of us are rogues. That didn't really make sense.
No, I think that's why we cut it. It was like
yeah.
none of us rogues. D&D in space, Magic and Missiles.
That Magic and Missiles was another great one.
Yeah. D&D Dynamite,
D&D Dynamite.
Magic and Misfits,
Another great one.
Roll the Dice, Critical 1, Critical 20, Critical Failure. D&D Dynamite presents D&D in space. These are all shit.
man.
The Ministry of Misfits. The Magical Misfits present D&D in space.
We really ran out of ideas.
I think the reason why we did that one is if we wanted to do a second season, we didn't
Yeah.
want to have it stuck with that. So
Yeah. Stuck in the space theme.
Yeah.
The Misfits. Wizards of the Toast. Wizards at the Most. Wizards Almost. Wizards and the Ghost, which would be like, oh, that's the guest mechanic. Wizards and the Host. That's Kane. Dice and Paradise. If we had a tropical theme.
Man, what could have been? What could have been?
Flagons and Dragons. Dragons and Dungeons.
That was. It had to be 3 a.m. right?
Plunge in Dungeons.
Why are there so many?
And finally, Slice and Dice.
Dude, where'd Pretty Wizard come from?
What Pretty Wizard come from was, we were talking about this, is it was literally a joke that we had from fucking Phantom Menace.
There's a point in the movie where young Anakin, is showing all his Tatooine friends his pod racer.
Oh yeah.
And this one kid was like, wow, Annie, that's totally Wizard. But for some reason, we remembered it as Pretty Wizard.
Yeah,
And we tried to bring it back to saying things were Pretty Wizard.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
In our friend group, we tried to bring it
Oh my
back.
god, it came from Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yes.
and Kane hates
You
Star
didn't know
Wars
that?
and
Shit.
did not
He doesn't
know
watch
it.
Star Wars, so.
Fuck, dude.
You know, it was literally just was like us joking around with that name, and then we like coming up with all the other names. Pretty Wizard was never in that list, obviously.
Yeah.
And then eventually we were just like, I think what happened was we filmed or recorded the Christmas special.
Yeah.
Afterwards, we all sat down and talked about it. It was like, we like sat there and like 10 minutes later, we're like, yep, it's Pretty Wizard. And we walked away and was like, yep, Pretty Wizard.
We walked away, went back to Donovan's dorm room, and proceeded to drink.
I proceeded to drop Alfredo all over my floor.
Oh my god, that was a great night.
Becca was there.
Who else was there that was played?
Or got caught, like, almost got caught with too much alcohol.
Yeah.
Red was there.
Still not 21 at the time
Everyone
of this
was there.
recording.
So yeah, those were all the names we were going to name it. Pretty Wizard's the best out of all of them. Legitimately, so many of those are.
Yeah, I
I
have
don't know.
no
Dragons
regrets.
and Dungeons is pretty good.
Let's answer another question. This is from...
That was one question. Fuck.
Yeah. This is from @AStitchWitch via Twitter.
Also known as Becca.
Also known from Becca. From their initial creation, have your characters picked up different mannerisms that you first intended? In other words, how did you first picture your character versus how did your character come across that applies to NPCs as well, Kane? So is there anything that like you first started doing as your characters that slowly evolved, besides losing an arm, of course, but or two?
That one was a hand,
That's fair
and
enough.
it grew back.
Fair enough. Anything that evolved from your character? I mean, obviously, it's a show that we've been doing for almost like a year and a half, 2 years. So obviously, all of our characters have evolved.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's a specific thing with Marco that, I mean, Marco has always been sort of that good guy, try to save everyone sort of thing, and that was sort of like obviously his staple of his character.
Towards the end, like visually, he did start changing because like he stopped like shaving and grew his hair back.
Well, I mean, I always had that beard, but just it
Yeah.
got mangier and just my hair started growing in. We never said it, but I literally like to imagine in that epilogue of the show is I've shaved my head and all that stuff, and I'm back to looking like classic OG Marco.
I mean, Leaf went from a good old middle-aged man to a decrepit, old, fucking dying person.
Obviously, also mannerisms. I said a lot more, not a lot, but I said a lot more pirate slang at the very beginning of the show.
You have a sheet that sits next to
I
you.
have two sheets. Ever since I printed that sheet, never said pirate slang again.
Yeah.
Like literally, like that was like a vocal thing. Also voices. Whew.
Oh God.
Man, we're great at voices.
Yeah,
Dude, my voice for Harold, looking back from like the second and third episode, it changed.
yeah. I mean,
They all of your voices have changed because
That's not true.
yeah, Donovan had no surgery.
the only one that has stayed the same has been Potato. Potato has always been the
That's
same
because she
voice.
was introduced so late.
Fair. Hello. Hey,
it's me, Silge.
Silge has always been the same.
No, that's true, Silge.
I don't know how you just did that without finger guns.
Yeah. Kane, when you do some of your voices, you do like hand signs to help you out.
It does help a little bit to be like, oh, hello, this is Harold now.
Also, like before he'll do a voice, he'll like go off to the
say
side
phrase and
and
stuff like
just start saying like different phrases in the voice.
Especially
Like potato, it's always like, hello. I don't know where that came from, but like that's a great voice. Hello, oh hello, it's me, the potato now. Hey, Leaf, can we like get the fuck out of here?
We talked about that from Evan. From how about that egg? Sorry. Was there anything the DM had planned that didn't happen because the characters took in a different direction? We sort of talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, that whole splitting up thing, like, oh, fuck shit.
Was there anything else that you remember that's happened where we sort of threw you for a loop?
I mean, we weren't supposed to stay on that planet.
Say the whole Brooks thing, like taking those 2 episodes, like I had none of that planned, but like it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Chris doing what he did because I had eventually a rebellion happening on the Squid Hat planet.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
But he was like, well, why don't we just do this? Like, okay, why don't we just do that?
I don't know how that because how the rebellion would have happened because we just kept fighting over and over again.
You know, it would have been like from the crowd, kind of like
That makes sense.
Yeah, they pop over and it's like it's the squidless people.
The squidless.
Didn't I get my wallet stolen?
Yes, by those people.
Those fucks.
At EvansWag1, this one's for Kane. Who is your favorite NPC you've made / favorite to play as?
Fuck, that's a hard one. I don't know. That's a good question. Favorite voice is either Potato or Poots. Now I'm thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Shit.
What about the unicorns?
Oh, Jesus.
It hurt to do that voice.
You were the one who wanted to put the vampire teeth in.
It made it authentic.
Was it even around Halloween?
No, we got
No.
this from mini golf. It's just so dumb. Yeah, I don't know. Herring's like a classic, just because he was first person you met. You later saw him in the middle, and like he was the first fucked up thing you saw.
Yeah.
Trophies?
Trophies.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
2 more questions, and then I think we'll end.
All right.
Should we do the fun one first or the more serious one first?
Let's do the fun ones last.
Okay. At EvansWag1 again, if you were starting over from the beginning, is there anything you would do differently, both in terms of characters and show framing or whatever?
Not play a tiefling sorcerer.
Really?
No, I would have changed it.
What would you have changed it to?
I talked about this to you guys before, but I would have been a Goliath barbarian, just but really dumb.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would have changed the story completely.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
if
the
any of
dumb
us-
one, all right?
Yeah.
Got this shit on lock.
Also, I thought about being.
Wait, Leaf did get smarter as time went on. I'm thinking
Of
about
course.
it now.
Of course.
I also thought about being a fallen Aasimar Eldritch Knight, because I had a character sheet made for that one also, which would have been cool. But yeah, there was I had a different couple options, but
So, did you say fallen ASMR?
Aasimar.
Okay.
Lick my
Fallen Aasimar.
I'm going to pull out my sword.
I'm going to roll a dice now.
I was just gonna say, doing that character thing we did 6 months ago
What? What about that?
after Thanksgiving, doing that at the very beginning would have been
It
a
would've-
good idea.
Yes. Looking back, doing that would have been a great idea for all of us.
Also, initially it was like, I thought it was like it's just an excuse for us to play D&D together, right? Like podcast, we're gonna do it for like maybe 2 weeks and stop.
Yeah, I came to Kane and was like, "Do you want to do this?" Because I was
Because it was your idea.
yeah, it was my
Podcast
idea.
was your idea.
The whole idea is like, let's do a D&D podcast. It's been floating around just the D&D friend group, but like no one's got fucking time for that shit.
And then I was
And then
like,
we did
let's.
it.
I was like, let's do it. And because Ryan originally wasn't part of that group,
Nope.
the original 8 of us.
Yep. And I was making round robin.
Yeah, which is why I wanted you, because I knew you knew how to do podcasts and I knew you had interest in playing D&D.
Yeah.
So I was like, Kane, let's bring on Ryan. And then I was like, all right, we need a 4th person. And it was like stuck between Donovan and Evan. And I was like, Donovan would take this more serious.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
Wow, it could have been Evan.
It could have been Evan.
We could have had 24/7
But
jump shot.
I think me and Kane talked about it and we're like, Donovan would take this more serious and we would actually get to go somewhere with it.
Sorry, Evan.
Sorry about Evan, but like
Yeah.
literally,
Shots.
Evan's a great guest.
Yeah, he's a great
Legitimately, no offense to Evan in any way, because he is a great guest. He
yeah.
comes on and just fucking like takes over with his fucking Skrillex shit.
Evan's
Remember
also.
he's an actual shit poster in real life.
But if he was like, I feel like if the show would have been completely different if he was on it.
Yeah, I remember we having conversations at the very beginning, all of us, the conversation about like, is this just for friends playing D&D or is this an actual show? And that certainly evolved.
It was a point where like, well, if we make this more narrative, then like it just changes completely,
Yeah.
right? Because there's like a difference between like we're playing D&D to like, all right, now you have the mace in your hand and you strike down upon him. Like,
Would we have wanted to maybe? Do you think it would have been a good idea to make the show more narrative and like more
at the very beginning?
Yeah. Or how do that evolution to where we are at the end there, like struggling.
I don't
to,
know,
like
the
make my
evolution
line
shows
perfect.
like I don't know, just it's like some to some degree character development, but also like for consistency, it'd have been great if everything was perfect at the beginning.
But I feel like us starting out, like the way our show transition is kind of like how like when you first play D&D, it actually starts off because at first you're like, it's just mostly attacking and rolling, and then you more and more get into role playing.
Yeah, the stronger you get, the less you play.
Yeah, the stronger, the better your game is, the less you roll.
Yeah.
It's also like we were trying to find the chemistry between all four of us at the beginning.
Along with
I remember the first I was like, yeah, man, sure, of course, let's do this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And now it's like, fuck you.
yeah.
We talked about like the different dynamics between us because like we even changed like how we sit just to see how that changes dynamics. So like
Like multiple times.
multiple times. Like right now the way it works is on one side of the table is me and Donovan, and across from me is Ryan, and across from Donovan.
And that's what the
is
four.
Kane.
That's what the four.
That's what the
person
four-person one.
Then
And
we
then
have
with the
a guest in
five-person
here. Oof.
when the guest is here, Kane's at the head of the table. One side is me and Ryan next to each other, and across from Ryan is the guest, and across from me is Donovan. So
And
like,
before that, it was like Donovan and I were next to each other, and
yeah,
like, we changed it.
It changed it a lot of times.
We even changed it in like when we were in the broadcast studio. It changed
Yeah,
a
it
little
changes.
bit because we were trying to find like the flow of everything.
Yeah, there's a vacuum in the background.
Yeah, yeah. Also, like speaking of that, like there's been times where it's like, if you hear stuff in the background, we're in a school right now. Like,
We're at school currently right now when we're recording this. It's 11:14 p.m.
yeah,
Vacuum's going.
I've been up
There's a vacuum.
since 11 p.m. yesterday.
Yeah, there's a lot of us pausing and waiting for things and
Getting up and yelling at people to be quiet.
yeah, it all comes down to the edit, really.
Yeah.
Do my best to cut things around.
Do you ever need room tone?
I told this to Donovan the other day.
And you told it to me also.
Yeah, I have never used room tone
All right, that's fine, I guess.
at all for the show, and I haven't thought. I was like, should I use room tone?
It's kind of late to do it now.
I mean, I have half the show to edit. No, yeah, I put a lot of work into the edit.
Yeah.
You know, the most recent episode was really good.
Yeah.
Episode 32.
Yeah.
Was that Chris's?
Yeah.
Oh, it was the cutaway at the end with
Solid cutaway.
which we can say now who that was, the Makaira
Yeah, it was my Kyra.
brain skull bomb cutaway. Yeah, no, there's another cutaway. Well, there's another cutaway I haven't edited at all.
Yeah.
But there's like the Gator episode I really like, which is that out yet? No.
No.
No, it's coming now.
Gator episode's coming out soon.
It's the next one. It's the next
It's
one.
the next-
yeah.
No,
it's the
no,
next-
his is the second one. It's the second one. It's the Gator.
The cutaways in the second episode.
No, the interrogation room is in
Oh
the
yeah,
second
yeah,
episode.
but
Yeah.
he has the whole first episode as well.
Which that one's actually fun too. Now I think about it, there's like this really cool like country song thing that's
Yeah.
like plays, and it's like I'm like fuck, it's awesome. That's a really fun episode too. No, yeah, I do a lot of work for the edit. I figured out the time at one point. It was like maybe like 10 hours or something of editing,
Jesus Christ.
just because of all the stuff I have to do. Because it became a point of like the music. It felt like it needed music at points, and then there was like sound effects I was doing at beginning in the first couple episodes. So it was like it became this thing of like all these sound effects and everything that was kind of like head up to like, okay, now I'm just essentially like there's a word for it in sound design, but essentially I'm the sound designer for this show as well,
Yeah, pretty much.
which is a lot of fucking work with only stealing clips from YouTube and downloading them off of YouTube and shit like that and creating what I can. Very last question, which we'll end Talking Wizard with. Again, we'll have another Talking Wizard next week.
Hopefully.
So hopefully we will. I really want one.
Yeah.
I really want to do it, no matter where I am.
I'm at.
Yeah. So yeah, keep on track with the Pretty Wizards Twitter page. Tweet using the hashtag Talking Wizard to ask your questions now for us to answer for the next week's episode of Talking Wizard Part 2, I guess.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, tell every single person you know about this
Show.
Yeah.
show. Thank you.
Especially,
Yeah, that's fine.
The
especially
rain part.
our listeners from the UK.
Oh yeah, we have numbers right now are so weird. Well, yeah. Is there anything we should say before we get into the last question?
Yeah, share this with everyone you know. Share it on your social media accounts. Like it, give it a review.
Please give a review on iTunes.
yeah,
That'd be
Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter. Hit up our Facebook group. I think it's just Pretty Wizard.
Make
Facebook
art.
group.
I really want art of like sort of like that shot from Arrival of like Absol standing in like the white room with like instead of like the aliens from Arrival, it's a giant peacock. I really want that. I like as soon as that happened, the imagery came in my head. I was like, "Fuck, I want that so badly."
I also want someone to draw Harold like sitting with like the tentacles going into him.
Fuck, there's so much artwork that hasn't been made, and I was like, "Fuck, I really wish we had talented fans." All my are freaking
All right,
like,
shots fired. Fuck.
start yelling at people.
Like how almost all of our guests are like School of Design creative people.
and busy.
Yeah.
That's the problem. But no, yeah. Hashtag Talking Wizard. Share the show. Review the show. Love the show.
Yeah.
And audibletrial.com/PurdueWizard.
And whatever other
Things are
sponsors we have now.
Okay. From at
Can I have
Gregishness.
number 2, please?
What's up?
Number 2?
Yahoo, please. Number 2.
Yeah.
The name is Root Jr.
By the time this episode comes out, Ron Rodman has been dead for like a weird year. At Gregishness via Twitter writes, "Let's settle this once and for all. Fuck, marry, kill. Leaf, Abzo, Marco. Fuck. Marco.
Oh, Marco.
Marco.
Mary Leaf. Done. Fuck Marco. Done. Kill Abzel. I did all of them! Oh, yes!
You did
Fuck! Oh my god!
I've achieved life!
I feel like we need a better question for the last one. 'Cause
Holy
my answers are the same exact thing as Kane. That's like,
Kane did it.
Did it all!
Fuck! Greg broke the show too. Greg's also a time wizard.
Shit, you fucking nailed it. Literally.
Woo!
Wow. I mean, yeah, you marry Marco. Oh, no, I said marry Marco and kill.
No, I fucked Marco,
Absol.
then I married Leaf, and then I killed Abzel. Well,
I
I
would
married.
fuck Leaf in the.
I married
Abzo
Leaf.
killed himself. Follow the fuck up. Abzo killed himself.
I killed him.
I'd fuck Leaf in a heartbeat. I don't know why. There's just something about him that's just like, man. It could be just Donovan. I would have fucked.
Yeah, I was like,
but,
when I think of Leaf, I just think of Donovan.
That's fine.
Naked Donovan.
that is
fine.
true. I do
Naked
think of
Donnie.
naked Donovan, but like he has white hair. That's the only thing in my head.
This old
Oh,
Donovan.
it's just
Yeah.
old now.
Do I look good with white hair? I mean, you want to fuck me, so.
It's like a
also
silver
you'd be
fox
tan.
look. It's like a silver fox look.
There's a vacuum in the
I'll
background.
dye my hair white this summer when I'm real tan. I'll send you guys a picture.
Please don't.
That would be awesome.
No, do it, actually. Do it.
Cosplay.
Let me get like
Get a
semi-ripped,
get a
and I'll
leaf.
just get a big leaf.
If we ever did cosplay, Leaf, could you ever cosplay Leaf?
Can I cosplay
Truly.
Potato?
Might be a little frowned upon, but
You brown facing? Yeah.
I could never
I can't
cosplay
do it.
Absol.
Yeah, you
Why
can.
I can't. I'd be.
I would
make
never.
yourself red.
That's so much body paint.
No, you just do like the parts that are exposed.
just jump into like
He's all-
a
he's all
bathtub.
red. He's like tan.
He's red and sprinkly.
I'm half black, so I'm not doing that. Oh, fuck.
Kane, who would you cosplay?
you
Potato,
could cos-
Harold, or Silge. Maybe even Nero now I'm thinking about it. Or
You
Phil
mean-
Wop. You know what? Phil Wop. That's the best one.
Oh, we never talk about your names.
Oh yeah.
Fucking your names have been
Kane-
Philip, Philwop, Phil.
Hey, listen. I was thinking about the name for this like last entity to just be Phil. I'm like, maybe. Oh, you can call me Phil.
Well, yeah. So that's it for this Talking Wizard
Wait,
episode.
we can't end on that. That was a lame question.
Oh, how do you want to end it, sir?
Wait, I think it's a great question
Oh, it
because
was-
I did it all.
Yeah, that was
was-
perfect.
I answered that question through a narrative of 52 episodes.
It's like Greg knew.
He's a time wizard. I'm convinced.
Greg shows up. He's like, fuck. Man,
with his
so,
with his mug.
Yeah, I really liked Pretty Wizard.
Yeah, so
I had
did
a
I.
great. I legitimately. It's
We had a good run, boys. We had a good run.
bittersweet.
Yeah.
Is obviously people say that about like
Lemons.
lemons, limes,
Oranges.
bitters.
It's also weird because this falls on the day that like my last class ever of like school.
Yeah, Jonathan and I are like graduating in like
End of
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it,
Like
is,
literally 2 weeks.
it is really. I mean, it's weird at the same time because
Yeah.
like we're done recording the show, but it's not over because there's like a whole year of
Oh, yeah.
episodes to be
Yeah,
released.
you still got some work to do.
Yeah, I do all summer. But yeah, no, it is really bittersweet.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to be honest, I literally teared up at the Marco's death. I'm not lying anyway.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, I legitimately teared up at Marco's death because it was such like a, it was like it got to me a little bit where it was just like
It was a little bit out of left field.
it was definitely out of left field, but that was fine. But like how we did it was just like me just so upset about what I did to Absol. No matter even throughout everything that's been happened with Absol and Marco.
Oh, yeah, you had like, oh, yeah.
I cut off his arm and he's just like bleeding out and everything. I'm just sitting there crying. And then I turned the leaf with tears in my eyes, and then just that wave of concussive sound comes over and just kills me. It's just like I was just like, fuck.
I was hoping to get you with the self-sacrifice. I was like, Can I get some tears out of Ryan?
How many times do you guys cried on this podcast or teared up a bit?
0.
Okay, well, fuck you guys.
I have no emotion.
I've done it.
I don't
I've
cry.
done it twice.
Really?
When did you do it?
The first time was when I was talking to you and Harold when you're like, I don't want to be a defense anymore. Like, but you must protect them.
That was a great scene.
Yeah,
That
and
was a really
then
good
the
scene
second
for
one
me.
when I was talking to Abdul and he was like, I want to do this. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
Kane
did?
texted me earlier the week. He's like, so would you sacrifice yourself for Marco? I was like, if the moment arises, that would make sense.
How dare you?
I was like, there's no way I can just broadside him with that, right?
Oh, you know what? While we're talking about that, I was thinking about stabbing Marco's dead body with the soul sword.
No, just end it at Soul Sword. I was thinking about stabbing Marco's body. I don't know.
So we could be pals forever. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work though, and then the soul sword exploded.
You said you have a spell to revive people. Like why? Like why would you stab him with the soul sword?
Yes,
I think if you did end up using it, I'd kill you. Like legitimately, it'd be like another sacrifice type deal.
Sacrifice.
'Cause you're so old.
Sacrifice.
It's true.
Yeah.
I'd
And
have done
then, oh man, who would have kids with a potato?
No.
It's Marco,
No one.
right? Your responsibility.
it. Fuck my wife.
That's your final words.
Fuck me again, Marco.
Look at her during. Fuck. Anyway, so trying to have a sweet moment, and we turned it into saying, "Look at me during."
It's pretty standard.
Oh,
No,
man.
no. I'm a like we advertise the show, and obviously we work on the show, but I'm legitimately a huge fan of what we've created over the past year, 2 years.
That's like one of the things I've been most proud of over the past few years is this podcast.
Mine's been the size of my penis.
Again, can't have a serious moment on the show.
God damn it, Kane.
You're right, I can't.
Even like recording the
My
show.
emotions make me uncomfortable, so I have to lash out.
No, yeah, it's just like it's that thing of just like
Yeah, no.
But like I know you do talked about like having butterflies in your stomach for like the moments like when like those moments, but like that moment when I was like self-sacrificing, I felt that also. Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, this is like
It's real.
a real moment like that's happening.
No, yeah.
And I was scared you were gonna be like, nope, I'm not going
I
back.
was too like, you fucking
like,
take
you
his
better
hand.
fucking
No,
not.
no.
Take his hand.
No, and when we were recording that, I was just like, I'm definitely taking his hand, but Marco
First,
is sort of
needs
like
closure.
We gotta
Marco's
we
sort
gotta
of like
work
now
towards.
comfortable where he's at now, dead. So I was like, okay, and like because I was like, okay, I kind of want to go. And he's like, it's not our choice. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm here now. Okay, then I'll roll with it. And then he's like, want to come back? And I was like, listen, Donovan, where were the emotions lying for you,
Where are they? Are you asking me if I ever teared up?
or just anything? Do you have emotions? Are you an archaeologist?
Are you a robot?
I think mine.
You have to tell us.
Mine was the breakup one.
Here's a
That was pretty
captcha.
strong.
Here's a captcha, Donovan, to fill out.
Let's see. When I went over to check Marco's body, and it was Dunzo, that was a heavy moment.
See, when that happened, I was like, I'd already decided at that moment. I was like, nope, I'm sacrificing myself to bring back Marco. So like, I knew, like, I was like, I really didn't feel that emotional that he was dead because like, I'm gonna bring him back. Like that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I legitimately like. I remember like did my death scene, and it was just like we cut at some point. I don't remember where, but I remember like I did the joke a little bit. But I was totally serious. Right, where I turned to Kane and Donovan who were still in the room, and I was just like waving my eyes, like woo, like that's because I was legitimately tearing up. I was just like, fuck, and I think it might have come across in the recording that where I said like and Marco dies or whatever. I believe it might have come across the recording. My voice cracks a little bit. That's me tearing up.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, like before that happened, before you even died, like when like we saw like when Kane was saying that like one of the arcane models like was flashing in, Ryan turned to me and went, "It's been a good ride, boys." And I was like, and then he died, and then I hugged him,
Yeah.
and then Kane was like, "Oh no, you're still alive. You're now a god." And I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
No, yeah, it's I've been a huge fan of what we've been creating for the story we've been
Yeah.
unraveling is something I'm very, very proud of, and I think that's a big takeaway for all of us. Is that what we accomplished. We've created a podcast, stuck with it with a consistent schedule for the past everything comes out 2 years.
Yeah.
52 hours in total after editing, but like before that, way more.
We never missed a week.
Never missed a week.
I mean, at the time this comes out, at least. Or
Well, we
the time of this being recorded.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Having the whole guest mechanic work out,
Fucking what a wrench he threw. Right
and
at
coming
the
out
beginning.
literally, I was the only one of podcast material, podcast experience, which is just literally making my own.
And it wasn't even that much. It was just like you had been doing for what, for a couple
At
months.
that point, a couple months, so it was just not that much. So, but at the same time, I've never played D&D, and just coming out and creating Pretty Wizard was such a thing, and hopefully, I hope it is, I believe it was big and emotional and fun for all the fans as well.
My favorite part about making this podcast and having our friends be on it is them talking to us about it, outside of us recording and being because each time a new episode comes out, they find out information that I've known for months.
Mm-hmm.
But it's forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, that kind of happens sometimes. But
That's what the wiki's for.
yeah. But it's awesome to hear them being they're all of our friends are invested in it, not just because they're our friends, but because they enjoy the show, which is really nice.
I find myself listening to the podcast as it's released at midnight and fuck yeah. All right, time not to go to bed.
Yeah. We stay up for another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, no, that's a big thing for me is having people or friends and stuff who listen to the show not listen. They've gotten to a point of where they are in the story, of course, where they're not listening to the show anymore because they're our friends. They're listening to the show as our fans.
Yeah.
Which that was a huge point for me. I just appreciated so much. So thank you to all those people.
Yeah.
But again, we'll see everyone next week. Maybe spread the word about Pretty Wizard.
See you in a year.
It might be easy to digest because now everything's out essentially, except for another talking wizard.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, everything's out now. So listen to it. Tell people about it because it's that. And to our knowledge, where we're at right now, that's it. That anthology is over. The story, the chapters are over. Even though we'll never figure out what's in that potion and the canon of the show. But all that chapter of our lives is over, and we move forward and figure it all out. So yeah, tell people about that. Tweet #TalkingWizard.
Follow us at Pretty Wizard Pod. We also have a Facebook group for Pretty Wizard Podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've never updated in years.
Yeah, probably. I'll keep posting on Twitter. I'll try and keep polls.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I try to come up with polls for you guys to do, things that are interactive at least.
Mm-hmm.
One more year.
One more year.
One more year. Do you guys have anything else left to say?
I was just going to say we talked about heavy moments a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This right now.
Yeah.
What is it?
This right
Yeah,
now.
that's the heavy
This
moment.
part?
This
Yeah.
final thing we're recording.
Yeah.
Pretty much for
this table.
at least a year.
The realization hasn't hit me, but I'm sure it's gonna hit me in the car.
Yeah.
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 Maybe it's hitting me now. Hold up.
Yeah, it hit me a minute and a half ago.
Yeah.
I was just yep, this is it.
This could be the last time we
Could have done so
record
much
this.
more. It's not too late. We can go back and do more.
Me and Ryan will flunk our classes
Yes.
and we'll record another
Season 2, here we go. No.
Oh fuck.
year.
No, yeah, that's
Maybe in the future, season 2. Maybe.
who knows? Who knows at that point? But yeah, so until next week, we'll see everyone later.
Yeah.
In real time for us.
It'll be
See
a
you
year.
next year.
See you next year. Yeah.
Man, this is all pretty wizard. No.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm telling you, you can't end the show.
End the show like that.
Okay, we gotta go. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Pretty wizard.
Fuck off, Kane.